My oath goes out again for all who enter the holy Colosseum. Hear it loud. I will face any challenge, defeat all who oppose me, especially anyone bearing the name Texan. I will overcome. I will triumph. I will achieve glory and make my fans proud. I will fulfill my destiny. And in the spirit of the game, I will give my all. I am the Los Angeles Rams. And Texans, you are in my house.
Today's game, Rams football, powered by Ram trucks, built to serve. If you were to write a script for the NFL preseason, this is when the action takes place. Week 3 is when it gets real. That's why Ndamukong Suh is in uniform for the first time as a member of the Rams. He and that first-team defense chasing that guy. Deshaun Watson is in town. And yes, he is going to play one of the most electrifying young players in the National Football League. It is the dress rehearsal for week number 1. This is when it really matters. It's the Rams and it's the Houston Texans today. Live at the Coliseum. Thank you for spending part of your beautiful Southern California day with us. I'm Andrew Siciliano, Nate Burleson, Peter Schrager, Jamie Maggio joins us shortly as well. The Rams in the offseason went out and bought a lot of new toys on defense. Nate, we haven't seen those toys until today.
We get to see him today. I'm a kid at Christmas. Listen, the offense is special. The sexy thing to talk about is the offense. #1 scoring offense in the league, and they brought sexy back last year like Justin Timberlake, but this defense is about to be a beast, and we get to see the first of what could be many special moments for this squad this year.
And you know the names. It's Sue, it's Peters, it's Talib. They're going up against a really good offense, a Super Bowl contender in the Houston Texans. We will see Deshaun Watson. We will see DeAndre Hopkins, one of the best wide receivers in the entire NFL.
Deshaun Watson, one of the most electrifying young players in the NFL or in any league for that matter. It's the dress rehearsal. It's the Rams. It's the Texans. We're counting down towards week 1, and this is the next step. Next at the Coliseum. 80 degrees. What a beautiful day for football. The dress rehearsal, if you want to call it that. The game that means something before week 1 of the regular season with the Rams up in Oakland. That's 2 weeks from now. This one is today at the Coliseum. The Rams and the Houston Texans as they take the field. We're going to see a lot of the starters on defense. As for the offense, let's find out a little bit more and welcome Jamie Maggio to the crew down on the field. Hi, Jamie.
Hey, Andrew. Thank you so much. Yeah, we were hoping see our first look at Jared Goff this preseason today, but that is not the case. I'll tell you why. Right tackle Rob Havenstein tweaked his ankle this week, and Sean McVay had already decided that veteran O-line members Andrew Whitworth and John Sullivan were not going to play. So with those 3 key members of the O-line sitting out, McVay simply made the call to sit Goff as well. He said, you know what, there's just no need to risk an injury. He did reassure us, though, that Goff is getting in plenty of good looks and good work at practice, Andrew.
All right, so in all likelihood now, the next time we see Jared Goff throw a pass for Sean McVay, Nate Burleson, Peter Schrager, it's going to be Monday night, week 1 in Oakland. He's not going to throw a pass in the preseason.
The bright lights in the big city. Listen, I understand exactly why Sean McVay is taking this approach. You're trying to protect your most valuable assets, and that's Jared Goff, it's Todd Gurley. And then we had a phone call with Sean McVay earlier this week, and I said, Coach, I completely understand. What you want is to start the season off right. And this dress rehearsal means a lot to some of these guys on the field. Before your starters, that's just it, just a rehearsal.
Tom Brady played a half of football. You know, I saw Russell Wilson out there playing football. A lot of people around the league wondering, what is this new strategy from Sean McVay? But Jamie nailed it. No starting tackles. We're not putting him out there to run a vanilla offense and potentially get hurt. So For those thinking that Sean McVay is rubbing his nose at the preseason, that's not the case. He's trying to make sure that man, Jared Goff, is ready week 1 and upright and healthy. And without 2 starting tackles, there's a chance that wouldn't be the case.
Yeah, and without 3 members of that offensive line, as we said, you don't risk it against Jadeveon Clowney and J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt's going to be on the field for Bill O'Brien for the first time since week 5.
Right.
He's going to be excited. He's not dirty. No one's suggesting that. But why run the risk? Anyone watch the game on Thursday with all the Brown starters? Anyone see Cam Newton get a black eye last night?
Right.
That's what Sean McVay is doing. And you know what? I don't know that I disagree with him. It's Toyota's time to play, sponsored by your Southern California Toyota dealers. That said, there are jobs on the line. Greg Zuerlein is not one of them. However, we know he is entrenched as the Rams kicker. We have jobs on the line at linebacker, backup offensive line, perhaps in the secondary as well, as they try to figure out how their depth is going to look. And the Rams' first team defense will be out there today. We're going to see Sue. We're going to see Peters. We're going to see Talib. But we're going to see Tremaine Pope start this game as he is back to return it for the Houston Texans. And they take a knee, and we get a touchback, and that is how we start things off. And here's the good thing as well, gentlemen. It's going to be the Rams' first team D against this guy, Deshaun Watson, in the first team offense.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson is absolutely electric. And what he did last year, starting off as a rookie, seemed like no other rookie had that type of poise. And when he came out of college, the conversation about him was, if you pass up on him, it's like passing up on Jordan. And I remember, Shrakes, we had him on the show, and he said, I'm chasing the GOAT, I'm chasing Tom Brady. And he battled it out with Brady and Russell Wilson in fashion last year.
He's got Lamar Miller in the backfield. 19 touchdowns for Deshaun Watson in a 7-game stretch last year, which is ridiculous. DeAndre Hopkins, a big reason for that. He gets the quick hitter, gets about 5 yards. Our defensive players to watch today as John Johnson gets that tackle. It's the guys that we haven't seen. It's Ndamukong Suh wearing 93. It's Corey Littleton settled into the middle linebacker spot, and Aqib Talib as well.
Yeah, and what you want to see out of these guys, Ndamukong Suh, of course, he's a Destructicon, so he's going to cause a lot of chaos. A lot of guys around him are going to be able to get to the ball because of what he can do in the middle. Of course, Aqib Talib, just having PBUs, getting his hands on balls and making sure he's in the right place.
And Ndamukong Suh lining up right over the ball there without Aaron Donald. It's Corey Littleton shooting the gap and getting a hit in the backfield. Good to see.
That might be the guy that is the most important piece of this defense. With all the stars around him, Corey Littleton plays a huge role. He is an athletic freak, and he is stepping up into a position where he might end up having to be the shot caller in the middle of that defense.
5 career starts for Corey Littleton. He is settled in there in middle linebacker. They have to get him out there and see him today. Haven't seen him in the preseason. 3rd and 4. Every Rams starter out there except Mark Barron. He is the lone holdout today. 3rd and 4 shotgun. Let's see if the Rams can get a 3 and out. Deshaun Watson all kinds of time. He was sharp last week. Hit his receiver in the hands this time, and it's dropped and it's incomplete. And that is Bruce Ellington, who had a touchdown at a big game last week. Nickel Roby-Coleman on the coverage.
You have bunch formation to the left. You see the communication, passing it off. You got a drag route followed by an in-breaking route. Tremendous play by the defense. Look at the communication, though. You got DeAndre Hopkins up top, safeties and cornerbacks all on the same page. So this dress rehearsal, of course, you want to see guys flying around, but you want to see the communication because that's the stuff that's going to get you into the postseason.
Shane Leckler in his 19th season, 42 years old, is actually fighting for a job, believe it or not. One of the best punters of all time. Kicks it to Pharaoh Cooper, who makes one man miss. Cooper's going to run this one back. Pharaoh Cooper could be the only, I don't want to say starting wide receiver because he's not necessarily a starter, but maybe the only name wide receiver we see today for the Rams, and it is going to be the twos. It'll be Sean Mannion getting his 3rd consecutive start. He has a rating of 39.4 in 2 games.
Yeah, that first game we saw up in Baltimore, it was a tough outing. And then followed it up with a good week last week. You see the numbers right there, but what you want to see this week is him getting the ball out early. Last week, a couple of balls got away from him. Get a rhythm early, then get him out of the game possibly towards the end and see the backups behind.
Malcolm Brown in the backfield here to start things off. We thought we might see Robert Woods. We might see Brandon Cooks, who is in uniform. We are not going to see any of those guys. Instead, we'll focus on these guys as Brown gets the carry. A couple of yards here on first down. We are scoreless early on at the redone Coliseum. We'll keep an eye on Pharaoh Cooper, on John Kelly, and on Joe Noteboom, who last week, guys, played left tackle, right tackle, and a little inside.
And that versatility is why they drafted him in the 3rd round. They like what he's doing, the young rookie out of TCU.
2 minutes in, 2nd down. Short drop, throw to the outside, and a throw over the head of Fred Thomas incomplete.
Looking for a simple out route right there. Condensed split. Ball got away from outside, a little too high for his wide receiver. Credit to the defense on that one, though. But you got to get the ball in the hands of his wideouts early.
My apologies. Fred Brown, not Fred Thomas.
Andrew, week one, when we saw the Rams the first time, they were going up against the #1 defense with the Ravens, their starters, and they lit them up. The Ravens defense was in the backfield the entire time. Here's another test for the Rams backup as we see all of the Texans starting defenses out there.
It is a great test. It's a great point as well. Rams were kind of, I don't want to say run down, but 2 days of really good practice in Baltimore as the Texans showed blitz. Rams picked it up. Brown stays in the backfield, and Pharaoh Cooper cannot hang on. Mannion put it on him near the sideline. Rams go 3 and out on their opening drive.
Yeah, fingertip catch. He should have came down with it. They actually sent the blitz on the backside. Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, came down. Great protection. Now, of course, you can nitpick and say, wide receiver, get your hands on the ball. Our quarterback put it in a place where he can catch it. But the simple fact that the offensive line held up, gave the quarterback a clean pocket, that's a good thing.
Johnny Hecker on for the first time today. Both teams go 3 and out here to open things up. Wave it off, and it's going to bounce out of bounds near the 20-yard line. It was Tyler Ervin back to return. No score early on, 12:49 to go. First quarter, week 3 here at the Coliseum. LA Rams football is powered by Ram Trucks, built for a world that demands more. Introducing the all-new 2019 Ram 1500. By American Airlines, proud to be the official airline of the Los Angeles Rams. By your Southern California Toyota dealers. Get huge savings on the last of the 2018s at Toyota's National Clearance Event. And by Unified Credit Union, the official credit union of the LA Rams. Back to action, second series here. The starters for the Texans on offense, the starters for the Rams on defense. Lamar Miller running over the left side, getting around 3 yards. Let's give him 4 on first down. Wade Phillips finally has everyone. That is everyone but Mark Barron.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm looking at Aqib Talib right here, and Marcus Peters. What are you going to get with these guys? Great length at the line of scrimmage, can really dishevel wide receivers. But what's best about their game is the fact that they don't get beat often. They stay on top of a lot of routes. That's why they're always able to close on the ball.
2nd and 6, play fake. Deshaun Watson then checks it down to Lamar Miller, who gets out of 1 tackle. And then Remy Wilson cleans it up there near a first down. Let's give him 8. Let's give him a first down.
Feeling around the league was that there was a lot of personalities added to this defense. Between Peters and Talib, you've got 2 of the more personable players in the NFL, and Ndamukong Suh has a bit of a history of being a character himself.
Oh, he's personable.
At least on the field.
Personable.
I ask you, Nate Burleson, as we wait for this next play, is there too much personality?
No, and that was a question.
Can you have too much?
Can you have too much of a good thing? And that's what these guys are. They're a good thing. And I was looking at this team being built in the offseason. I said to myself, this is an embarrassment of riches. I can care less about people challenging Sean McVay and saying, can this young coach handle some of this older talent and some of these guys with these big personalities? Yeah, he can, because these guys want to come here and they want to play with a strong defense. And what they're doing so far is they're doing everything the right way. They're not talking crazy. They're not saying anything about their Super Bowl. These guys have done it the right way, and they're going to do it the right way while they're Rams.
First down was incomplete as we had Braxton Miller falling down, slipping on the turf coming out of the break. Dominique Easleyson, number 91, rushing for the Rams. First time we've seen him since another knee surgery. Watson gets drilled and throws it deep, and he gets picked.
Suh laid out Watson.
LaMarcus Joyner comes up with it. Deshaun Watson got drilled. Just drilled. And now there's a Ram down in the defensive backfield, or rather in the offensive backfield. I think it's Ryan Davis. It is 98. He's limping off.
And this is exactly what you want to see out this defense. They only rush 4, but the engine of the big boy, finishing off that play right there, that's why you have Ndamukong Suh, because he's going to cause chaos in the middle, but he never turns off that engine.
There was a little element there where Suh hands out, it stretches out his hand. Hey, let me help you out. Watson didn't take it. This is maybe why you don't play Jared Goff in a preseason game.
And Ndamukong Suh drilled Deshaun Watson. He is okay. He did get up. You see Davis limp there to the sideline. Rams already shuffling that outside linebacker position. Davis had been a nice find here. Hope that he is okay. Well, also, as mentioned, keep an eye on Easley. Easley's now back as a linebacker. Wade Phillips said, hey, I stood up Mario Williams that work, they're now going to try to stand up Dominique Easley. Never really done it. Malcolm Brown there, short gain for the Rams after the pick. Actually, let's say no gain. Back to the line of scrimmage.
I was surprised that Deshaun Watson didn't run with that. He had a ton of space. I don't know if it's the knee injury, but he decided to cock it back and let it go. And the Rams came up with a big hit and big interception.
Tight end Johnny Munt there in motion, sets up on the left side. Mannion scans the field. Ball tipped a couple of times and dropped out. If Joseph coulda, shoulda had pick.
Nate, what is the protocol in a preseason game? Should Sue have gone full? I mean, I look at that play, and that's what makes me nervous.
What makes you nervous about Sue getting after it?
Well, there's Watt against Noteboom there against the rookie, and it's Clowney who drops off Darrell Williams to knock that down.
Yeah, you see that quite often. We saw that a ton up against the Baltimore Ravens. Sean Mannion's ball's getting tipped at the line of scrimmage. Their note defensively when going up against a taller quarterback is if you can't get to him, leave your feet, get your hands up, and try to tip those balls.
Jadeveon Clowney, Pro Bowl each of the last 2 seasons. 3rd and 11. Now Rams need just past the 23. Dropped by Tamarick Hemingway. Wasn't going anywhere, but he couldn't hang on.
Yeah, now we have 2 drops, right? I was always told as a young pup, if it touches your hands, you got to catch it. So 2 drops here early in the game. And I can care less if the starters aren't playing, but if you're dropping rocks, it's going to drive Sean McVay crazy.
You want a clean game, you want a healthy game. And that's what any coach would want. Rams offensively have not done it, regardless of who's back there at quarterback. Brandon Allen has had some moments. Sean Mannion played better last week, but overall, they haven't seen the production that they are hoping for. Granted, we haven't seen the ones. Tyler Irvin from San Bernardino, Colton High School up there, almost let that hit the turf. It's going to be near midfield. Texans ball when they get back. No offense so far. We do have a LaMarcus Joyner pick, though. 39-yard punt. Scoreless in the first. And Ndamukong Suh has 51.5 career sacks. It's not always about sacking the quarterback, though. It's about hitting the quarterback. And we just got a taste of the Ndamukong Suh that we could see this year for the Rams because he just destroyed Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, we got a taste, and Deshaun Watson might have a taste of blood in his mouth. You know, this is why you have Suh, though. You know, he collapsed the pocket, and then he just sniffs out where the quarterback is, and he keeps that engine running. I mean, there were times when I played with him, and when he was a rookie, and his engine didn't shut off, and he played through the whistle, and a few flags were thrown, and we had to grab Suh and say, listen, you can't lose us games. We love you playing aggressively, but don't lose us games. And now he's in that position where he understands just how far to go. That was absolutely clean and absolutely incredible, Shregs. We're over here smiling because we love big hits. That's like a dunk to us, baby.
Right. And he had the handout. Rams have a Lamar Miller bottom of the screen, and one covering him up. And now they send Parker over there as Deshaun Watson is out still for another series despite that hit. Rams, however, going into their bench a little bit. It's mostly the 2s out there now on defense. Ramik Wilson, however, did start the game in place of Mark Barron. He is still out there.
Andrew, how about the early reviews for that Rams first unit? They had 2 series. They looked absolutely dominant. They caused a turnover. You have to feel encouraged if you're a Rams fan. You saw Suh, you saw Talib, you saw Peters, you saw a turnover, and that's against one of the league's top offenses, run by one of the best offensive coaches in Bill O'Brien.
Yeah, you got to like it. Bill O'Brien had only played Deshaun Watson in 2 series, 1 in each game coming into today. We might see them for a full quarter, maybe even into the second quarter, as Lamar Miller has a second down carry there. What Deshaun Watson did last year, I mean, you run out of superlatives. Yeah, he tore his ACL, but leading up to that, he rewrote the NFL record book. 19 touchdowns in his first 7 games.
Andrew, he was on an absolute heater. There was a point last year where he battled out with the best. Up there against Russell Wilson in Seattle. Playing up against Tom Brady blow for blow. And he went down with that ACL, and it kind of shocked us all collectively. We took a breath and said, but Deshaun Watson towards ACL at practice. It's unfortunate, but that's football. He's back. He looks good right now.
Here he is on a 3rd and 5 with some time. Steps up, gets tripped up. Flag down now. Watson throwing on the move and completing to the tight end Ryan Griffin, who rolls to a first down near the 31. But again, there's a flag where you normally see holding.
Yeah, in the backfield, Deshaun Watson trying to make something happen, negotiating with his feet. Oftentimes, the offensive line grabs a little cloth. We'll see what the actual call is, though.
Sean Hockley, son of Hockley. Yes, is our referee today.
By the offense, number 74, 10 yards. Replay 3rd down.
They're going to get Kendall Lamb Ed Hockley retired after 22 years. This is Sean, 4 years in the NFL, most recently a back judge.
Yeah, check out Deshaun Watson right here, trying to make something happen. Just a little bit of cloth right there. That'll allow the ref to throw that flag. But this is where he gets dangerous, though. And we have some running quarterbacks in this league. As soon as they step up in the pocket, they're not necessarily trying to run the ball. They're trying to get the receivers to run those secondary routes.
Great to see Dominic Easley get to the quarterback there, rushing off the edge. 3rd and 15 now. They're going to back him up. Watson with time again. You can read the Saturday LA Times. Flag out again. He's directing traffic. He gets by Ebukam, and then he runs out of bounds before Hager can hit him on the far sideline near the Rams 45. I think they're going to get Julian Davenport this time, holding on the other side of the line. Let's see. Yep. As the PA plays, can't touch this at Coliseum.
Holding by the offense, number 70. That penalty's declined. The result of the play brings up 4th down.
So you can touch, you just can't hold.
You can't hold this.
Right, you can't hold this.
Okay.
Right.
Watson's usually too legit to quit anyway. So.
Hey now.
Oh, well done.
Wow.
Well done,
Wow.
Trey. All right. And there's the hold right there.
Yeah.
Davenport grabbing cloth, spinning him around. Listen, there's a significant drop, though, when you see the pressure on the quarterback from the second team versus the first team. That first team, they were getting after it and collapsing the pocket, making Deshaun so uncomfortable in that.
It was Ethan Westbrooks with the pressure there. 3 sacks through the first 2 games. The rookie now is in the punt. Trevor Daniel out of Tennessee, giving Shane Leckler a run for his money in Houston. Pharaoh Cooper's going to let it bounce, and the Texans are going to down it. Right around the 5-yard line. Duke Ejiofor, who's been not only a special teams whiz, but a beast on defense as well, the linebacker. Down there to down what was a 40-yard hunt. So Rams are backed up yet again. Nothing going offensively so far, boys.
Yeah, we got to get something going. I was talking to wide receiver coach Yarbs, and he was telling me about the different players that they have on the roster, and the trio, of course, the Cooper, Cooks, and Woods, and how fantastic they are, but it's the backup stuff. The guys that he wants to see gain some confidence in themselves, but in turn allows the coaches to gain confidence in them.
Malcolm Brown in the backfield. Offset eye, hard count. Got some movement there. Question is who moved on the hard count.
Before the snap, false start by the offense, number 84. Half the distance to the goal, 1st down.
You like healthy, you don't like sloppy, though.
No, you want to see the team actually be disciplined on these plays. You know, you're talking about the wide receiver group with Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, and Brandon Cooks. Cooks actually kind of swapping out for Sammy Watkins last year. Is that the best trio in the NFL? We haven't seen them on the field.
Oh, this is such a Good Morning Football
but
A-Log
this is
conversation right here.
On paper, is it the best trio in the league?
Is it the most intriguing?
That's how you hedge your bet there.
A little too inside football here. Pharaoh Cooper sets up in motion there on the right side of the line as the Rams just try to run it right up the middle here on what was officially a 1st and 13 because they went half the distance. Zach Cunningham fills the hole to tackle Malcolm Brown.
Yeah, here's a simple dive right down the middle, just trying to create some space. When you're backed up, there's only a few plays that coaches are comfortable with calling. You don't want to put your team in a position to lose the yardage.
Zach Cunningham, one of the linebackers here that maybe doesn't get the attention he does deserve with all the defensive stars on this team. Rams hurry to the line there, break the huddle. Play clock's winding down, get it off. Mannion rolls out in the end zone. Mannion gets picked. Kareem Jackson gets it. He gets up. Kareem Jackson, far sideline. Great field position. Again, red zone for the Texans as Mannion is picked. He could have been picked earlier when Clowney deflected that one. This time he tries to fire it into double coverage and pays the price.
Yeah, when you have play action this close in your own territory to your end zone, he's trying to force the ball to the crosser, but you see the cornerback riding the way, but also reading the eyes of the quarterback, and then dropping right in front of that ball.
I see Clowney, I see Watt, I see Kareem Jackson. This is a starting defense in the NFL. This is what's going to happen when you roll out your number 2s against a starting defense. And you'd like to see the number 2s play better, but guess what? They're not.
Kareem Jackson got it and then survived a hit with Bernardrick McKinney, his own man. 55, got up and had a 12-yard return. And so now the Texans are set up here inside the 5 with Lamar Miller, the lone setback. Alfred Blue now in there at running back, and Blue's going to get the carry. Alfred Blue will walk into the end zone. And just like that, a one-play drive. And they make it look easy.
Yeah, you'll see Alfred Brew with a little bit of a hesitation, similar to what Le'Veon Bell does. Hip, a little hop, skip, and a jump to the side, goes off tackle, easy score.
Psychologically, you start to wonder, okay, so they didn't play their starters, the Rams, right? They're not going to play their starters next week. We're going into the regular season against the... Do you feel okay not seeing Goff and not seeing Gurley and seeing this output on offense as your third game, your dress rehearsal?
Well, listen, if they weren't as explosive as they were last year, there'd be some concern. But because they were so dominant, I mean, almost 30 points a game, Shrek. So for me, looking at that squad, is there going to be a little bit of rush you need to knock off? Maybe. But I feel like they'll be just fine once the season starts.
Nick Rose, the extra point in Houston, has the lead, a one-play drive. Alfred Blue makes it 7-0. With 7:10 remaining in the first quarter, Texans lead the Rams 7-0 here, week 3 of the preseason. Thanks for watching at the Coliseum. Peter Schrager, Nate Burleson, I'm Andrew Siciliano. Here's the good news. Defense looks good. First team. The offense, not so much.
Not so much. And it seems like we've been saying this week in and week out. I mean, it is the second teamers, and I don't want people to get too caught up in what they're seeing on the field because Goff, Gurley, the superstars, that trio of wide receivers, those guys are on the sideline. But you would like to see the offense get a rhythm, even if your starters are sitting on the side.
Well, again, it's a coach's decision. DNP-CD for this entire offense, other than Jamon Brown, as Sean Mannion comes out for another drive. JoJo Natson back to return that there for the Rams. He let it go. McVay made a decision. I said earlier, I don't disagree with the double negative there. I agree with his decision.
Right.
Let's spin it positively. I watched that Browns-Eagles game. I saw Cam Newton get a black eye. I've seen all these other injuries.
Yeah.
I wouldn't risk it either.
Have we seen Jared Goff throw a pass to Brandon
have not.
Cooks?
The next time you see Jared Goff throw a pass will be Monday night in Oakland.
I've never seen him connect with Brandon Cooks. I'd like to see him in this offense. There's no Matt LaFleur this year. There might have been an argument to say, hey, maybe 1 or 2 series, let's see them in real action before we go up and play Oakland.
Understood.
I understand this, right? I think most people share that sentiment, but I saw a ton of practice footage already. They look great together. The chemistry is there. Even on the pregame, I mean, even in the pregame, I was sitting there watching Jared Goff throw to Cooper, throw to Woods, throw to the speedy Cooks, and I'm thinking to myself, these guys look great. Not one ball hit the ground. Not one ball hit the ground. So
but
that shows me right there.
Does it matter that one ball did hit the ground in warm-ups?
It does matter to me because being a wide receiver, if that chemistry is there, if they're on the same page, if they're going out there pitching and catching like they've been doing this thing for years together, I mean, it's going to translate to the game once the regular season starts.
Browns in the backfield. He had a gain of 2 on first out. Sean Mannion 0 for 5 with the pick. Brown makes one man miss, picks up a couple of yards to set up a 3rd and 3. This should be noted here. This is the Texans' twos now. They've gone to the second string defense here. So Rams twos, Texans twos here midway through the first quarter.
I will spin it positively on the defensive side of the ball. It was wonderful seeing Sue and Talib and Peters and all those new faces, and the defense looks as good as advertised. 2 series against the Texans' #1 offense, and they were dominant.
Against Watson and Hopkins and Miller, all those guys. No Will Fuller today, but there's all the ones out there. Mannion's completed a pass. Pharaoh Cooper has it. Cooper on the crosser gets across the 40-yard line for the Rams. First down.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. I love hanging with Mr. Cooper. One of my favorite shows. So let's hang with Mr. Cooper right now. Simple crossing route, getting the ball into the hand of his wide receivers. It's a little bit of a pitch and catch, but when you're struggling to get a rhythm offensively, you got to get plays going, and this is the easiest way to get your quarterback to start feeling himself, get a little bit of a rhythm. Simple crossing route. Great job by both quarterback and receiver.
With Johnny Munt going the other way, helping clear space for Cooper, who had 13 on that to get to the 45, and on first down it's going to be Brown running again over the right side, maybe 2 yards. It's Brennan Scarlett there, a 3rd-year linebacker, 57 on the tackle, coming up on 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Listen, this is going to be the conversation here, right?
For sure.
It's going to be the conversation not only tonight as you watch this game, tomorrow. It'll be the conversation next week because I'll go out right now on a limb and say you're not going to see Jared Goff next week in New Orleans.
Right.
And that's not exactly breaking news here. It's not exactly a shocking headline. If the Rams go out week 1 at Oakland and drop 40 on the Raiders, no one's going to care. It's going to be forgotten. Play fake from Mannion. He fires it complete to midfield to his tight end, Johnny Munt. They're going to give him forward progress, actually, into Texans territory. the 38-yard line. Andre Shawshura with the tackle.
The argument would be, Andrew, that they weren't going to run any of their stuff anyway, right? It was going to be a very vanilla offense. So what's the point? What's the point if they're going to run a Tecmo Bowl offense of run right, run left, pass right? Because you're not going to show
pretty much
anything.
what it is.
That's what it is.
Wait, that is exactly what you would have seen.
So there's nothing lost by not playing them. I do think there is something to coming into the regular season and saying, hey, we felt pretty good about this.
Yeah, third down. Kadero Hodge is into the game. However, it's Johnny Munt, the intended receiver. A little wide, a little gas on it. Munt can't come down with it, and it's fourth down.
Guys, we call Sean McVay the evil genius, right? The evil boy genius. What if this plan, though?
Do you think he's really evil?
Yeah, I don't know where evil
Not necessarily evil. Boy genius.
I think he fights
Bill
for
Belichick
good.
is more the evil genius.
I think there's more of the evil side there, but we say that, of course, in a joking sense.
Yeah, we do. We do call him the boy genius, but he could be on to something, though. And, you know, this is a copycat league. Whatever trends in the right direction and works, other teams will do. And you're starting to see this across the league where teams are saying, all right, let's play these backups. We know what our starters can do. But the preseason, it's for the backups.
Irvin waves it off. It's going to hit 15 after the Rams have to punt there. They got a first down, but they're now 1 for 4 on third down, and they down it at the 12. No score from the Rams. 7 on the board from the Texans. 3:57 to go first quarter.
Welcome back, everybody. Texans on top 7-0 here at the Coliseum. It's time for the Rookie Spotlight presented by Cornerstone On Demand. Realize your potential. Well, athletes are asked all the time, if you weren't a professional athlete, what sort of job would you have? Well, wide receiver Kadero Hodge certainly is hoping to have a pro football career, but his backup plan is to be a male model. Let's show you his blue steel. This is his pinned tweet on Twitter. We've got to give him a hard time here. Ladies, by the way, if you want to follow him, at Kadero_4. But Nate, let me ask you, if a guy posts pictures like this, professional modeling pictures, you've got to expect that the locker room is going to heckle him just a little bit, right?
Oh, Jamie, you know how many Zoolander jokes he's getting as soon as he walked in? This is unbelievable, though. Let me just say, you know, I don't stare at a lot of guys' abs often, but holy smoke, look like Batman armor right there. Guys, enough of these gummy bears. We're over here snacking. After looking at these pictures, we got to put this popcorn and all these treats away, Straights.
Yeah.
This Straig's like, nah.
That ship has sailed, Nate.
It's 2nd and 8 here as Brandon Weeden has entered the game. Deshaun Watson's day is done. Weeden at one point the 22nd overall pick.
There it goes.
Draft, and he gets picked. Brandon Weeden intercepted. That's Sam Shields with the return. Welcome back to the NFL. Great to see Sam Shields getting a pick.
Love it. Love the energy. I love him breaking on the ball. I want you to pay attention when we show this replay right here. Check out where Weeden is looking. Once he commits to that left side and the route running, yes, I said, of Sam Shields, being able to stay on top of the wide receiver and run the route for him. It's the worst thing for a wideout to come out of his break and know that the DB has beat you to the spot. Great job by Sam.
Such a cool story with Sam Shields. You know the name. He was a stellar player with the Packers for all those years. Missed all of football last year, comes back and now making plays in the preseason with an already loaded defensive backfield, making a case that he deserves a spot.
He stepped in front of Sammy Coates there for the pick. John Kelly has stepped into the game at running back number 42, but it's going to be Munt who gets hit hard, but hangs on to that one near the 10-yard line. It's then he goes right to the sideline, limping too. Johnson Batamosi, number 20, hit him. Henry Krieger Coble, beg your pardon, checks in.
Caught the ball, but you see he takes a shot right there, getting his ankle a little bit twisted up. It looks like it could be somewhat of an ankle sprain. Good thing, though, you don't want to see anything happen to that knee. Hopefully he's okay.
So he is okay. Rams, remember, without Gerald Everett, so they're thin right now. They hope Everett is back in time for week 1. Wait on that one as Kelly pushes across the 8, down to the 6. Carlos Watkins with the tackle 91.
You know, getting back to Sam Shields for a second, I've had my fair share of battles with Packers corners, and he was one of those guys. At one point in the game, he was the up-and-coming next big thing at the cornerback position. It's funny how things change. You move teams, you go to a different location. Now him being in Los Angeles with the Rams, an already loaded defensive backfield, for him to make a play like that could mean something special for the squad coming up this year. 18 career interceptions for Sam Shields. Here's Farrell Cooper in motion on
3rd and 4. Fred Brown, 13. Flank to right. Throw to Cooper to the end zone. A touchdown for Pharaoh Cooper. There's the offense. Sean Mannion with the touchdown throw after the Shields interception, and the Rams are on the board.
It's exactly what you want to see after you get a turnover. Take advantage, get in the end zone. The momentum, you called it, Drew, though. You said he's coming in motion. The miscommunication by that Texans defense allowed him to get open. Great read by Mannion, not to panic. Get the open receiver.
Ruling on the field of a touchdown is under further review.
They're going to take a second look. All scores are reviewed. However, New York can say, why don't you come look at the Microsoft Surface tablet, as opposed to looking at it very quickly and saying, yes, it's good, confirmed, let's go. So Sean Hockley is going to take a look, and it's all done now on the tablet. You no longer go to the hood, as they used to call it, to the booth on the sideline, unless the tablet malfunctions. Let's see what they're looking at here. Cooper turned upfield.
Looks like a touchdown. Looks like a touchdown to me, Andrew.
Kept his feet in.
I think they're looking at the dance.
Yeah, looking at the dance.
That's what they want to. They want to check out Pharaoh Cooper's dance.
What would you give the dance?
I'm going to give it a solid 7.
Yeah.
7?
A 7?
So I mean, listen.
Don't tell Pharaoh that.
I'm just
Ruling
saying.
on the field is confirmed. It is a touchdown.
You know what that was? That was, we didn't review the Connor Cook fumble last week. Let's look at this.
That's what
that was.
Okay.
It
makes sense.
What that was.
It makes sense, but it confirmed what we thought. Touchdown, Los Angeles Rams.
All right, so Pharaoh Cooper gets into the end zone of the Rams after the Sam Shields interception. 3 plays, 13 yards, 125 taken off the clock, and a 6-yard touchdown for Pharaoh Cooper. We did not catch one last year, but did have a 103-yard return on the opening kickoff in Jacksonville. That big victory on the way to London. As Greg Zuerlein steps into it and ties this game at 7. All right, it's only a 3-play drive, but Toyota tracks the score on that 3-play drive, guys. Sponsored by your Southern California Toyota dealers, and it was set up by the pick.
And it's set up right here by Sam Shields, running the route for the wide receiver. Wide receiver coming in on a crosser route right around 15 yards. Sam Shields being an OG at the cornerback position, knowing once you break in and you commit to a route past that, he jumped on and got the interception, put them guys in position right here. Pharaoh Cooper on a simple out route. After going in motion, miscommunication by the Houston Texans, the Rams, they take advantage of Pharaoh Cooper does his dance.
Sam Shields sat out all of last year. He is back, and he is maybe one of the, I'd say one of the overlooked, maybe, let's go TV term, under the radar pickups, if you will.
Yeah.
For Les Snead and this Rams front office in the offseason. We talked so much about Aqib Talib and Marcus Peters and Ndamukong Suh and Aaron Donald's contract situation. Sam Shields is a veteran find, assuming he stays healthy, and we certainly hope he does after 4 confirmed concussions, but he says he feels good. He says he feels very good. He says he was a little anxious maybe to get that first hit, but he's played now in all 3 games. As Jermaine Coke here has returned, and he's got room down the right sideline. And you have to have Torian Nixon and Zuerlein run him out of bounds, but not before he puts the Texans in great field position near the 40-yard line. They're going to mark him out of bounds at around the 38.
And I think that's interesting. You talk about Sam Shields. Andrew, you ask people around the league, and there is as much respect for those safeties, Lamar Joyner and John Johnson, and they don't ever get mentioned.
You're right.
That is what scares me about this Rams defense, how deep they are in the defensive backfield, and no one even knows John Johnson's name. Out of Boston College last year, was fantastic, maybe the best athlete on the team. He's going to be in his 2nd year and ready to pounce as well. 45-yard
return gives Brandon Whedon good field position. He got picked. That possession. Set up the screen. Dump it off to Jermaine Pope. Not a lot of room over the left side. A conservative play call early here from Bill O'Brien after Whedon put a little too much gas on that pick last time. Coming up on 1 minute to go here in the first quarter.
You know, Shregs, you bring up something interesting, the depth of this defensive backfield. Oftentimes we talk about rotating defensive linemen and teams having depth at that position, getting after the quarterback. What about it being a passing league now and teams not having enough depth, not having enough guys that can play that position, cornerback / safety?
I think we're going to get a flag there on Torian Nixon, and it should be a Texans first down, but go ahead, Peter.
It's interesting. Their defensive backs coach is a young man named Aubrey Pleasant, and he is considered one of the fiery coaches in the league.
Pass interference, defense number 31. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. first down.
We know Wade Phillips. We know Joe Barry. Aubrey Pleasant came with McVay from the Redskins. High-energy guy, and he is running the defensive backs room. And a lot of those guys are about his age at this point. I mean, he's a young coach. And that is the unit I'm so excited for to see in the regular season. They'll get a test with Amari Cooper and Jordy Nelson and those guys.
Amari Nixon going for the ball there. Here's Alfred Blue going for the sideline. Alfred Blue, far sideline, Rams territory, inside the 20. Finally brought down by Blake Countess, or he could have been going to the house.
Alfred Blue making his impact on this game. Got in the end zone a little earlier. Now rushing up the sideline, gashing this defense.
He's working blue.
He's working blue, and he has the Los Angeles Rams feeling blue. But check him out, though. Off tackle, cuts inside. Great read, and it hits the sideline, blocking downfield. Give credit where credit's due. Great run by Blue.
Gain of 36. And puts him inside the 15. Here's Blue again. The cutback. He's not going to go anywhere this time. Bryce Hager among those there. Dominique Hatfield as well. So the Rams' run defense, which was a bit of a concern. Granted, again, this is the second team defense.
Right.
There's no Sue. There's no Aaron Donald. Don't want to leap to too many conclusions here. Give up a big gain, and that is the end of the quarter. They're going to walk to the other side.
First quarter.
And with Houston threatening after that long run by Alfred Blue. We have turnovers. We have touchdowns. We have a 7-7 game. 15 minutes in the books here on a beautiful day at the Coliseum. The LA Rams 2018 preseason is driven by your helpful SoCal Honda dealers. It's their job to be helpful. And sponsored by Panda Express, delivering delicious American Chinese cuisine to guests since 1983. Founded right here in LA. Second down, starting the second quarter here with Houston in the red zone as Brandon Whedon throws for the end zone. And he throws incomplete over the head of Pope. Hager on the coverage.
Now, if you're a backup on this squad, these are the moments where you can solidify your spot on the team. Check it out right here. You got Pope running a fade route. Great job defensively. Tracking the ball is one of those things that linebackers don't traditionally do, but great job of pushing the wide receiver as far as they can go out.
Had the matchup they liked there with the running back flanked out wide, and Bryce Hager covering him on the boundary.
3rd and 7 in the red zone. Let's see what the defense can do here.
Houston 0 for 2 on third down. Sammy Coates, bottom of the screen. Whedon, incomplete. Coates was on the backside. The intended receiver, though, was Jordan Akins on the front side, the tight end 88.
And pay attention right here. You look at the defense, and in this position where they're backed up, sitting there almost giving themselves up to get a touchdown, and they anchor themselves and get a stop. If you're a second teamer, third stringer, this is how you make the team. These moments right here where it's you up against another guy, mano a mano.
28-yard field goal attempt now for Nick Rose, so good job, Rams defense, at least inside the red zone there. That's a knuckleball, and that's no good. It's a left upright. Gave up the big run to Alfred Blue at 36.
The kick is unsuccessful. The ball will be placed at the 20-yard line. First down.
Wade got a kick out of that.
Wade loved it, and I love Sean Hockey's call as well. Kind of channeling Dad there with some unconventional calls. The kick was unsuccessful. It was not successful.
Okay.
When they look at this in film tomorrow, they're going to say that wasn't successful. Look at Wade.
Look at Wade. Hype.
Yeah.
It's unsuccessful.
I asked Wade before the game, does this game mean anything at all to you? Former coach of the Texans. Didn't necessarily go well. Obviously, his dad's ties, the family's ties to Houston and football. And he said, nah, not at all. I said, you have no emotion at all? He said, no emotion.
Son of a bum.
We beat them last year in the regular season, and they did. 33-7, week 10. That one meant something, he said. This one,
Look at that hat. Gotta love it.
fantastic hat. Mannion, short drop. Kadero Hodge breaks a tackle. And picks up almost a first down. Keenan Gilchrist there with the tackle.
Hodge has probably been my favorite story of the Rams preseason. If you guys don't know, it's a Prairie View A&M. Undrafted, has made plays in all 3 preseason games, and is fighting for a spot on this roster and doing very well this summer.
Gain of 8 on that one. 2nd and 2. Almost a minute into the second quarter. Jamie Maggio down to the sideline. Peter Schrager, Nate Burleson. I'm Andrew Siciliano. It's Merrick Hemingway now comes in motion. 84 there. tight end as the play clock is down to 6 for Mannion. Gonna hand it off John Kelly, rookie running back. What kind of style would you give John Kelly as he gets the first down there?
I'd say he's an angry runner.
An angry runner. Violent runner.
Yeah.
Violent downhill
runner. Inside joke. Gain of 3. We said week 1 that we're going to use that one a lot because that's the one we always hear from Sean McVay. He's a violent downhill runner.
That's it, and check it out right here. He's running downhill violently. After contact, he does get yards, and that's what he means by violent downhill runner. These new age running backs, some of these guys are finesse, and they take one shot and they're going down.
He's getting a workload in the preseason. Came in with 31 carries in the first 2 games, an average of 4.3, a long of 40. He makes one man miss. John Kelly's got a little wiggle as well, and he gets close to 11 for a first down.
Good run. Strong run. Check out this replay right here. I want you to pay attention to the offensive line, opening up a gap, but John Kelly with the simple skips inside right there. Once again, fighting for those extra yards. I just mentioned it. The first guy's not going to take him down. He's running aggressively. Watch him skip inside right here. That's a quick move. You know where you get that from? Watching guys like Le'Veon, watching guys like Todd Gurley every day at practice. It's the simple, subtle moves that get you from 6 yards to a first down.
You left Keenan Gilchrist there gasping for air, or grasping. I've heard it both ways. Gain of 11 for Kelly. They're going to feed him again. 44-yard line. Gain of 2.
If you're looking at the roster in the 53, man, you know that Todd Gurley's your 1. You assume Malcolm Brown, the way these preseason games are going, is number 2.
Right.
Justin Davis is on the roster, and then there's John Kelly, a 6th-round pick, who might be fighting for that 3 or 4 spot as far as the running back.
It's going to be a really interesting conversation, too, because John Kelly, obviously a rookie, a 6th-round pick, guy a lot of people had on their radar coming out of the draft. You can't imagine he gets through waivers, right? We agree on that one?
Yeah.
I agree.
Justin Davis had a great preseason last year. Never really got on the field. Mannion on 2nd down, time to throw. Catch. Fred Brown hung on. Look at that. Hung on, lower the shoulder. Catch, and right near the marker. Could be a first down. We're going to call it a gain of 8, and they're going to give him the first down into Texans territory, the 48. So the Davis-Kelly argument here. You also have to ask, how many running backs are they going to dress?
Right.
And Andrew, who's going to be better on special teams? Because when you're a 3rd, 4th running back in the NFL, you're primarily doing special teams. You're getting a couple carries and some packages, but can you do punt coverage? Can you return a kick if you have to? That's the kind of stuff that comes down to the wire.
Rams with a couple of tight ends on the field. Mannion with a deep drop, and he hits Kelly out of the backfield with the flag down. Kelly makes the first man miss again, and again it's Gilchrist. Gonna have nightmares about him tonight on the flight home. He's near another first down, but I think it's coming back.
Yeah, we have some laundry in the backfield. Looks like a hold.
Holding by the offense, number 70. 10 yards, replay, first down.
The rookie, Joe Noteboom, who they are cross-training. Left tackle, right tackle, inside. Might cover kicks later, might even punt. Who knows? But Joe Noteboom there, flagged.
And check him out. Yep, grabbing around that shoulder blade. They're going to call that, even though there wasn't any cloth in his hands, the fact that you wrapped your hands around him, the refs are going to see that, especially when you're that close to the quarterback. But getting back to that running back position is interesting because, of course, Todd Gurley is your guy. But the backups for this squad, they're important because Todd Gurley, those 19 touchdowns last year, there were times where he didn't play in the 4th quarter, or he played minimal in the 4th quarter. So the backups are going to have to play an important role of really giving him some rest when he gets on his hot streaks.
They set up a screen on 1st and 20, and there's another flag, and it doesn't go anywhere. Joel Heath is a big boy, and he lands on John Kelly. You're allowed to land on the running back. You are not allowed to land on the quarterback. Joel Heath is listed at a conservative 300.
Malcolm Brown.
There is no foul for a block in the black. 2nd down.
So pick up the flag.
Yeah, they picked it up right there.
I was going to say Malcolm Brown is the number 2 guy, and he's been that way all throughout camp and all throughout the preseason. But Kelly maybe has performed better in these games. Now, granted, it's second half. It's against second stringers, against third stringers. But if you're a fan watching at home, you have to make the case that number 42 has really made more of an impact in these preseason games.
Aaron Neary did throw a block in the back, but they picked it up. Kelly.
There he goes again.
Cuts back. There's another flag down. Kelly reversed field, gets a couple of yards out of it. Gets around 5 out of it. Actually makes something out of nothing, but maybe they get Brian Allen this time. Pick a rookie, any rookie, with the flag on the field. Brian Allen, though, has played well.
Holding by the offense number 10. That penalty's declined. 3rd down.
All right, it's Pharaoh Cooper.
And check out Pharaoh right here coming inside, trying to get the nickel back, and
that's a hold.
When you wrap that arm around and the back of your hand is on the back of the number and the name of the defender, they'll throw that flag 10 times out of 10.
The name of the defender was Andre Shawshure, and he got held, and now it's 3rd and 15. They will keep it conservative, keep it on the ground. Kelly gets almost back to the original line of scrimmage, and it is punt time now, and Sam Ficken is coming out. Seems Johnny Hecker's day is likely done. Rams offense does not do much on that drive, although John Kelly had a couple of nice runs. Good to see him keep a good thing going here in the preseason. Bruce Ellington set to return. Had a touchdown a week ago. Texans. And Ficken shanks it. Goes high up into the air, bounces on the 21, but takes a very friendly bounce. Takes a very friendly Ficken bounce inside the 5.
Crazy.
Sam Ficken gets the bounce. And he pins him inside the 10.
7 between the Texans and Rams here at the Coliseum. And joining me now is starting left tackle Andrew Whitworth, NFL veteran. And let me tell you, we have 10 of 11 starters returning to the offense for this season. How valuable is it to have that consistency?
Well, I think it's huge. I mean, anytime you're starting a season, you want to have success. Having, consistency and guys returning that have played and had that success is something you want. And so we feel really good about that, and we continue to stress ourselves as much as we can to get prepared for week 1.
That one new member of the offense is Brandon Cooks. What have you seen from him so far, and how can he take the offense to the next level?
Well, I think he's just a special kid. I mean, you look at it, we were talking about it earlier, this guy, he does everything the right way. If it's nutrition, if it's getting treatment, if it's working after practice, if it's in practice, before practice. He's just someone that you go, man, this guy's, you can see why he's successful, and you can see why he's had the young success he's had in the league, is that, he puts in the time and the effort, and obviously is a really fast human being, so that helps out as well.
Speaking of that, having longevity, in the NFL, the average career of 3.5 years, you're going into your 13th season. No offense, but you're the oldest lineman at 36 years old. So let me ask you, from the day that you came into the league and up until this season, how has your preparation changed heading into these years later in your career?
Well, I think I would tell any team, any player, any individual. I mean, if you want to be successful, it's more about your process than your results, and it's about day in and day out who you are and how you do things. And I think for me, obviously, you've been blessed to stay healthy, but for me, it's the process. Every single day, that doesn't change whether I'm successful in a practice or a game. Or have a good or a bad day. There's a way I work, there's a way I go about trying to be the best version I can be of myself every day, and that's really all I focus on. And the years have stacked themselves, and it's been a lot of fun.
You've had a great career. Next week, you guys are heading to New Orleans to take on the Saints. You're a Louisiana guy, went to LSU. I know nutrition is a big thing, but there's a lot of good food there, right?
Yeah, that's dangerous. You take a Louisiana boy back down to New Orleans, it'll be tough. It's a special place for me. I won a bunch of state championships in high school football down there in the Superdome, and also a national championship. So, and I'm 2-0 as an NFL player down the Dome. So it's an exciting place to go, a place I've had a lot of history in my life playing this game. So always get excited when I have an opportunity to go home to the Superdome.
We look forward to it. Andrew, thanks for your time.
Hey, thank you so much for letting me come on.
Back to you guys.
Andrew Whitworth thanking us. That's awesome. Flag on the play there. Completion to Braxton Miller, but
illegal motion. The offensive line was not set. Half the distance to the goal. Replay, 2nd down.
Andrew Whitworth, one of the 10 Rams offensive starters who are not out there today. Jamon Brown. There's Jamon Brown's band right now. Jamon Brown starts his 3rd consecutive game at right guard. He's the only starter out there. Remember, he is suspended for the first 2. But, Whitworth said to us on the field, guys, last week, when he was running and jogging and going through a big workout before the game, he said his pregame workout was more difficult than the game. Check down to Pope, and he's quickly tackled near the 5, Hager and Nixon. So he's getting his work in, but he's not going to play.
Yeah, and look, this is a guy who's 4 years older than the head coach of the team. They brought him in last year as a free agent acquisition. And you talk to anybody on this team, he does exactly what he's doing there in the coach. He is a coach as a player. He is that much of a leader, that much of a teacher. He might be the most valuable player in that star-studded offense.
Yeah, we were joking around with him last week when we were on the field about his diet. He said, no, I don't have cheat days. So my diet is as consistent as anything else in my life. And I thought that was great to hear, because usually offensive linemen, they eat what they want.
I'm having a cheat month. Here comes Bryce Hager, look out, and he knocks that ball out of Brandon Whedon's hands. He was able to throw it, but it was a duck as Hager was blitzing up the B gap there, and Whedon never saw him behind him.
And check it out right here, blitzing right up the B gap. You can see it, just a simple twist and gets to the ball. Tremendous play. Almost had it tipped enough to get intercepted, but shout out to Hager getting to the quarterback. When you dial up a blitz, there's nothing better for Wade Phillips to sit back and say, it worked. We got home. It's just one more split second. It could be a big hit, safety, even a turnover.
Guys, Hager's had a nice summer.
Yeah, he has.
He's been playing really well, and he's a guy that they know they can count on in certain situations, but he has been outstanding this preseason.
Punt out of the end zone here. JoJo Natson back to return. Shane Leckler back in punting. Natson is going to wave it off for the fair catch. He's run into on the 45-yard line, no flag. Natson has the ball in Texans territory after the Rams defense forces its third 3 and out and forces Houston to punt out of the end zone. 39 yards on that punt. Good field position, Houston territory, when we return to the Coliseum. 7:03 remaining second quarter. Kaderol Hodge is back on the field, Nate.
Yeah, and he's been making plays, taking advantage of his opportunities, and you know, he had a catch earlier in the game. It was a simple hitch route, but what I love about these young fellas that take advantage of just small moments of time throughout the preseason and make a mark for themselves. And Shane, you mentioned it. Some of these guys might not make the team, but they're building their resume, and they will get plucked right off the squad if they don't make it.
Hodge is number 11. Nick Holley, though, 25, had that carry. Show me Hodge last week.
This was great. He had a go route on the outside, and check out the way he high points it. I want to take you right into the helmet. Eyes on the ball. DB trying to track the wide receiver, draped all over him. You can throw the flag if you want. He goes up and gets it. That's the 50-50 ball that a lot of guys don't go up and get. And Kaderol Hodge taking advantage every single time. That right there, he ran a go route. He's running back in the end zone. I've seen him run every route on the tree this preseason.
Play fake to Holley, who got 2 yards on first down. And a completion to Pharaoh Cooper. We showed you earlier when Jamie was out of the sideline those Kaderol Hodge modeling photos.
Whoa.
Wow, Burleson.
You know, Burleson, I think a lot of people in the truck think you're a male model in your free time as well.
Okay, but there's a difference between me and Kaderol. You see, I got my abs tucked away. Okay? This is a 37-year-old belly. You don't want to see. I don't have.
Are you throwing phones in the garbage?
Wait, what is this one on the right? Is that like a Manet? What is that?
Wait, Andrew, he's throwing phones in the garbage.
Yeah, why are you throwing phones away?
I went off the grid for a while, guys. I went off the grid.
3rd and 5. Mannion climbs the pocket, throws over the middle, and there is the model Hodge.
There it is.
That's how you handle trolls? You just throw the phone in the garbage?
I block you and I throw phones away.
What the phone do you?
Multiple phones.
It's art, guys, okay? It's perception of the picture. But check out my guy, Kaderol Hodge. Speaking of art, he's an artist out there at the wide receiver position. Like I said, running every route in the book. We just saw him go route. He ran a hitch earlier. Right there, that was a drive route. The reason he stopped, though, is because it was a zone. They say if you see green, you run. There was no green grass there because it was a zone. Stop him down, making a play.
It's a gain of 7. I mentioned Joe Noteboom moving around. The rookie out of TCU is now playing right tackle. Was at left tackle earlier. And here's Holley again, who has not had a lot of running room when he has gotten in the game late the previous 2 weeks. He gets a gain of 2 there. Holley came in with 5 carries for -2 yards. For quarterback and running back and wide receiver at Kent State. Keeps the legs churning, though, there to set up a 2nd and 8.
Yeah, kind of knowing your own faith in the situation you're in. A ton of depth already in front of you. What do? You make an impact in the last couple of preseason games and see if you can put the team in a position and say, I can't get rid of this guy. Or somebody will say, we need that young man on the roster.
After an 0-for-5 start, Sean Mannion's now 7 for 13. There's Holley with some room over the left side. He gets to the 2nd level and gets 15 for a first down into the red zone.
And obviously his brother, number 42, is a safety on the Rams in camp this summer. It's cool story, but here he is making some plays in the actual games.
They are twins, real twins.
Real twins.
Nick and Nate.
Yeah, and Hemingway, check out Hemingway on the kick-out block right here. Opens up that hole. Holly explodes right there. That's what you want to see. Running back getting to the second level before the play even starts. You saw that ton last year for Todd Gurley. As good as he is, once he got to the linebacker and safeties, it was a wrap.
All right, that's the other one. That's Nate. Mannion looks and looks and finally comes back to the right side. Brown gets it, but he can't get out of the tackle. He had one man to beat, but give credit to D. Virgin, who ripped him down.
Seeing some great protection from Mannion right now, sitting back in that pocket. When he's comfortable and he has time to throw it, he delivers it with the best, beautiful ball. Check it out. Spiral hits the receiver right where you want him to, almost leading him outside away from the defender. He tried to cut back because he's smelling that end zone. I feel you. I feel you.
Gain of 3, 2nd and 7, coming up on 3 minutes to go. That is Hemingway in motion to tight end, 84. Holly again with the catch. Oh, he got popped. I'm sorry, the carry. There goes Carlos Watkins, middle of that D-line. Nope, it was 92. It was 93 was Joel Heath, I beg your pardon. And you know, like 91, 92, 93, just any of them. We'll go 93.
We'll go 93 on that.
93. Heath. So we got 2 rookie linemen in there, Noteboom and Allen, as Jared Goff watches from the sideline. Goff's day was over before it began.
I used to love as a vet when you could sit on the sideline with the headset and feel like a coach. And you hear the plays and you're watching it from a bird's eye view.
Mannion on 36, the crosser, Brown, the 10, the 5, Johnson Batamosi behind him, gets him at the 5, but that is a first down for the Rams.
We ran a crossing route earlier. Hodge sat down because it was zone. Now you have another crossing route. When you see green grass, you go. He made a good catch, got upfield, first down Rams.
And when we see 2 minutes on the clock, we go. 2-minute warning here. Rams threatening, new set of downs. It's first and goal when we get back. Can they put something on the board before the break and take the lead? We'll find out.
Welcome back to the Coliseum. Stay tuned for the Rams on 2 halftime show, thanks to your helpful SoCal Honda dealers. Coming up, Jim Hill and Jonathan Franklin take you through the first half and get you ready for the second half here in LA. That's on your Rams on 2 halftime show, thanks to your helpful SoCal Honda dealers. Andrew.
Thanks to Jamie Maggio down to the sideline as well. This is going to be the 9th play of the drive. 4 on the air, 4 on the ground, 42 yards, 5:03.
Here we go.
Off the clock. Kelly back into the game. John Kelly pushing.
Yep, across the plane.
He's in. It's a touchdown for John Kelly.
Old school, hard-nosed football right down the gut.
Now the Rams take the lead, 13-7, as John Kelly gets his 2nd touchdown of the preseason.
Yeah, JK 42 getting in the end zone. What a play, taking advantage.
Great leg drive there.
Yeah.
John Kelly, who had a touchdown last week, gets a touchdown this week as well. And the Rams take the lead as they wrap up a 9-play drive. And they punch it in. And now Johnny Hecker is on the hold. Let's see who does the kicking duties. Greg Zuerlein is back to kick. So Sam Ficken in there before. But it's Zuerlein coming out to kick this extra point. Make the Rams lead 7 with 1:54 to go in the second quarter. (14-7) Rams on top of the Texans. Jamie down to the sideline. This is Peter Schrager, Nate Burleson here with me. I'm Andrew Siciliano in the booth. We talked a lot about the defense. The defense, the first team defense, looked good. The offense is getting there.
Yeah.
They've been getting better as this game progresses.
Yeah.
Granted, they have now been doing it against something other than the Houston first team defense.
And you like to see guys step up, and Cordero Hodge has played well,
Yep.
and John Kelly has played well, and the offensive line has protected Sean Mannion. Reason for some promise here for some of the backups, which is something they maybe didn't see in the first 2 games.
Yeah, and there are jobs on the line, and we say this every week, and we'll say it again next week as well, because unlike years ago, this, the NFL made this change last year. is it's now a 90-man roster all the way through all 4 games. In years past, we'd be talking about guys getting cut this week. 90 down to 75. There's only one cut from 90 down to 53, and that's not until after next week. So yes, there is a chance to impress today, Peter. There is a chance to try to win a job, and you get another chance next week as well. And if it isn't here, I think that's what's important for a lot of these guys. We've seen that. If it isn't here, you're putting something on tape potentially for one of the other 31.
That's right, and every game's your resume. I remember being young, and I was a 3rd rounder, but still taking advantage of the opportunities that I had in the regular season, the preseason, that allowed me to have confidence going into the regular season. But these guys that are backups, you might be looking at them, and this could be the last time they're wearing a Rams jersey when this preseason ends. But there's other teams that are watching, and you're playing for your future. Not necessarily with the Rams all the time, but it could be for someone else.
Pope is going to take it out from 9 yards deep. Torian Nixon tripped him up there near the 15, but there is a flag on that one. John Hockley talking things over. Yes, the name is familiar. Son of Ed. Guns Jr., some call him.
Baby biceps.
Baby biceps. What else we got?
Offside by the kicking team, number 33. That 5-yard penalty will be enforced from the previous spot. Will re-kick.
So they get Curtis Michael there. Sean Hockley clearly buys his referee shirt at the same store that Sean McVay buys his Rams shirt. The medium. Timed out for Toyota Tracks the Score, sponsored by your Southern California Toyota dealers. 9 plays, 46 yards. Mannion made some throws. John Kelly finishes it off with a strong run. One set up by Nick Holley.
You know what I loved about this drive? I saw glimpses and shades of the genius of Sean McVay. I mean, I know this is the dress rehearsal, but he dusted off a few plays in that drive. We saw some crossing routes, which confuses the defense, as we're looking at the big boys sitting on the sideline, chilling, enjoying some music. That's some OGs right there. You got a young OG, Todd Gurley, with the glasses on, swagged out. But I saw.
Back to the field.
I wish we could hear this conversation. We got Brockers, we got Easley, we got Sue, and we got a very casual Todd Gurley.
Soaking it all in, though.
Yeah.
Teach me.
See, it looks like they're talking football, but really Sue's like, so this new Bugatti is $5.8 million. And I'm thinking about buying it because I got all the money in the world, and plus Warren Buffett's my friend.
Exactly. They kick it again. Pope, I think, had thoughts of bringing it out. He was right near the goal line, but he couldn't get a clean handle on it, and he's going to have to take the knee for the touchback. All right, here comes Brandon Wheaton. As mentioned, at one point, the 22nd overall pick in the NFL's annual selection meeting somehow is the quarterback out of Oklahoma State. He is 34 years old, and he started
reset
late.
the game clock to 1:49. 1:49 in the game clock. The ball was never touched in the field of play.
Gotcha. 1:49 on the clock. Brandon Wheaton started as a baseball player. He was, if you can believe this or not, Dodger fans, he was actually part of the trade in 2003 with Jeff Weaver and Yancey Brazabon, the Kevin Brown trade. In 2003, Brandon Wheaton, 15 years ago, was in that trade. And now he's playing quarterback at the Coliseum. Nice play there in the backfield, Ethan Westbrook.
Andrew, I interviewed Brandon Wheaton years ago, in his rookie year when he was with the Browns, and I said, give me a good story from your baseball days. He says, well, you know, I wasn't this highly touted guy, but I was in spring training, and Derek Jeter rolled up with a Rolls Royce, and I asked for a ride, and Jeter was like, nah, kid.
I'm good. And that was before Uber, too, before Brandon Wheaton.
Yeah.
Loss of 4, and now Wheaton's going down. They're going to blow this one dead, and they're going to get Matt Longacre, who's back there. Great to see him back. And then a timeout taken here by the Texans. Longacre, back surgery, had some other issues, and he's getting his first run here
taking their second
in the preseason.
Time out of the half.
1:15 left. Houston takes a timeout. 14-7, 3rd and long when we come back. .117 to go. See if the Rams defense can get off the field, get the ball back here. 14-7 is the score. Matt Longacre who had 5.5 sacks last year in 14 games, had back surgery in December, cut his season short, has not been healthy most of the offseason, just picked up a sack. Good to see him back, his first action of the preseason. Rams have all 3 timeouts remaining. Houston, after taking one there, is down to only 1, and it's 3rd and 19. They need the 35 to keep this drive alive. Whedon, clean pocket, pump fake. Wants Sammy Coates down the sideline. Nixon with the coverage and the flag.
You have to turn around and face that ball. He's trying to play the hands and the eyes of the wide receiver, but he didn't turn around, or at least attempt to.
Pass interference by the defense, number 31. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul, automatic, first down.
Veteran Torian Nixon, a former Denver Broncos, second time he's been called for PI today.
Sammy Coates, himself a veteran, familiar name, obviously at Auburn was a speedster, was with the Steelers. He and Braxton Miller, from everything I'm reading from the Houston media, are fighting for a spot on this roster. He's trying to make a couple plays, and he had to step on that one.
Coates looked good last week. 34 yards on that penalty, takes him to midfield here. And with 1:10 to go, Houston still does have that one timeout. And great field position. Whedon again wants Coates, has him out of bounds, 20-yard line. That's another first down. And again, he's going at Nixon.
Nate, veteran guy who's been around the league, early round draft pick, fighting for a job. What are you looking for in the week 3 of the preseason?
Well, you're just looking for consistency. You're trying to figure out how much of a hold of the offense that they have on a defense. Also, the mental errors. We've seen some flags being thrown, and usually those are young guys making those mistakes in the preseason. What drives coaches crazy is when the older players, the vets, are making those mistakes. That it causes just the coach to sit there and scratch his head.
Gain of 32. That after the 34-yard penalty takes him into the red zone, 18-yard line. Whedon fires complete inside the 5, and Houston's knocking on the door again. It's Braxton Miller.
I believe it was Jerry Jones when he had Brandon Whedon in Dallas said he throws one of the prettiest deep balls you'll ever see. Whedon can sling it. You can make your jokes about his career, but that guy has been making some plays today.
He is 16, first and goal, takes it to the 3. Whedon hit as he throws, hit low, ball incomplete near the pylon. It was John Franklin Myers, the rookie defensive end, making a play.
Yeah, and here it is. You go empty and you try to get to the quarterback, and if you can't get home, then you get up. So Franklin Myers getting those hands up, knowing if I can get this ball tipped, possibly stop a touchdown.
It was actually Marquis Christian there, 41 as well, hitting the quarterback. Tremaine Pope. Second and goal.
Look at this formation here, Nate. All 3 receivers on the bottom, empty up top.
And Tremaine Pope is the only guy to Whedon's right. Play clock at 4, flag, and Whedon's just gonna throw it as they blow it dead.
False start by the offense, number 75. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Martinez Rankin, the rookie.
You know what I love about this moment is it's all situational football. I mean, what we just saw was 2-minute drill offense for the Texans and 2-minute drill defense for the Rams, of course. And now with 35 seconds left, sitting there back against the wall, Houston knocking on the end zone to see if they can get in. This is going to get coach excited. The Rams get a stop right here. I guarantee that sideline erupts, and you'll see the defensive guys getting pumped up for the young fellas.
Second and goal, Houston 1 timeout. Rams have 3, same formation. Pope in the backfield, 3 receivers to the wide side, the left side there for Whedon. And Pope steps up, 3 in the play clock. Whedon, Lofton, corner. It's caught. That's a touchdown. Put him up for Braxton Miller.
You know his story, former Ohio State quarterback, moved to receiver, a second-round pick. He has struggled in the NFL, but that was a heck of a connection. Whedon to Miller.
A 7-yard touchdown.
Yeah, and you'll see him run a corner route and just get there. It's a little bit odd, though, because it's congested over there. You can see, I believe it's Coates in.
Somebody run the wrong route there?
No, it's just you don't have enough room to run that go route on the outside, so they ended up being in the same place at the same time. But credit to Braxton Miller, though, going up and getting it, high pointing that ball. Of course.
Fired up, Brandon
Feeling
Whedon.
it. Feeling it, Shrakes.
Fired up.
Brandon Whedon, Braxton Miller, Ohio connections abound. Pull the Texans to within 1. And the extra point will tie this game at 14 as Houston marches all the way down the field and punches it in. Rams defense couldn't get off the field. Had a long pass interference penalty on that drive. Had a 32-yard completion to Sammy Coates. And That one's ugly but good, and we're tied. It's a 6-play drive led by Whedon. 75 yards, ate up a minute 24, ending with a 7-yard touchdown. Again, the pass interference helped a lot, but the Rams defense couldn't get off the field.
It's tough because these guys have to be itching. Either coordinator sitting there thinking to themselves, all right, I want to keep this basic vanilla offense going throughout the game. That's the common thread through all these preseason games. But then again, when you start knocking on the door, you start flipping over that playbook and saying, all right, let me dust this one off because we need a touchdown, and vice versa.
Oh, hold on. You think, Nate, that Sean McVay is going to go deep into his playbook because of this?
I saw a little bit of a taste of it.
I'm not trying to be sarcastic. I'm just asking.
No. I saw a little bit of on that last drive.
Okay.
That was capped off by John Kelly getting the end zone on that run. But, you don't dust it off and throw something special out there, but you pull a few more plays because Schrager was right. He said it earlier in the game. It's pretty much Tecmo bullets. Run left, run right, pass left. But once you get into the second, third quarter, you got to spice things up just a little bit. Just throw a little bit of seasoning in that gumbo.
Looking forward to next week's trip to New Orleans. Rose with the kick. See if Natson can get a return. Maybe allow Sean McVay to have some fun here in the half. Natson to the 20. Natson in traffic to the 25. I mentioned next week. Peter's not going to be with us, Nate. Just you and me.
Yeah.
In New Orleans. And it'll be fun. Thursday night next week. Every game on a Thursday next week. The entire league plays at the same time. 16 games.
And there's usually going to be about 4 or 5 spots on the roster that have not been decided. A lot of it comes down to that 4th preseason game. There is a reason to engage and watch that one because you could see the finishing touches on that 53.
Wah, wah, wah. I don't think the Rams are going to take a shot here. 3 timeouts. John Kelly in the backfield. And they're going to run John Kelly up the middle. Look, he's explosive. He's a violent downhill runner. You never know. He could break one. But it's not going to happen, and they're going to let it run out, and that is going to be the end of the first half. I wanted a 2-minute offense.
I wanted to talk Tecmo Bowl with Jim Everett and Henry Eller. We couldn't even get it in.
We could get a Tecmo Bowl conversation going.
Rams are my team.
This is the end of the first half.
This is the break at 14-all. Rams, Texans, halftime at the Coliseum. Defense good, offense getting there. Almost time for the third quarter here. 14-14. Rams and the Houston Texans in week 3 at the Coliseum. Time now to Ask the Coach. Sponsored by Kia. Visit KiaDealers.com during Kia's America's Best Value Summer Clearance. Here's Jamie Maggio with the coach.
Coach, on the offensive side of the ball, didn't have the starters out there today, but how would you evaluate that first half performance? What are you looking for in the second half?
Yeah, it was a tough start, no question about it, but I thought the defense did a great job getting some turnovers, putting us in a good field position. Sean settled in a little bit. I want to say he finished 7 for his last 7, so that was a positive. And then defensively, really very impressed by those guys. They flew around, got some good work, and it seemed like we came out of it fairly healthy.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time.
Thanks, Jamie.
Andrew, back to you.
All right, Jamie, Sean, thank you. Came out of it pretty healthy. There is your big headline there. We all agreed the defense, that first team defense, was flying around, or as, a Pittsburgh coach would say, flying around. And they look good. And Sean Mannion finished the half 11 of 12.
But that first defense, it was impressive. It was everything that you thought you were going to get. When they signed Akeem Talib, Marcus Peters, Ndamukong Suh, the big question is, when is Aaron Donald going to get back? But until then, you got guys that are hungry, that are willing to go out there and get after the quarterback and make plays on the back end.
It was great to see Suh in that Rams uniform and make an impact right away. If you missed it early, he pressured Deshaun Watson, knocked him down, really an aggressive hit. It led to a turnover, and if you're a Rams fan watching, that's kind of the glimpse you wanted this preseason. Just one little taste of it, and you got it today.
Yeah, and you saw Ndamukong Suh also actually lend a hand, try to help Deshaun Watson up. He wasn't having it, but would love to see.
And a friendly gesture from Suh.
Yes,
we don't get to see that too often.
Kinder, softer, gentler.
Yes.
Ndamukong Suh.
It's the,
I'm going to have to give him a hard time.
The Southern California chill.
It wasn't like that when you came in, Suh. The money changed you.
You're actually saying the money made him nicer.
The money made him nicer.
I haven't heard that very often. It's a touchback out of the back of the end zone. JoJo Natson doesn't get it. We're at the Coliseum, which is very much a work in progress. Great renovations going on. But this is what Inglewood looks like. I took this picture out of the window of the plane coming in this morning. This is right around 7:45 landing, and that thing looks fantastic.
I was talking to some of the team executives before the game. Andrew, they put the first piece of the roof in today. So they are actually getting closer and closer, and look at this facility.
Look at that. Look like something out of the Jetsons. Look at that screen that wraps all the way around.
George Jetson's over there on the left.
There he is.
Jay and his wife is there, too.
Jay and his wife. And his little boy, Elroy.
Exactly. And Brandon Allen's there as well, except he's on the field. He's actually playing football. So the Rams have gone to their number 3 quarterback, and they're going to open up the third quarter by running John Kelly right up the middle for about a yard. Kelly had a touchdown in the second quarter. Brandon Allen now in. He's 16 of 26 so far in the preseason. 141, a touchdown, and interception. A rating, if ratings are your thing, 72.8.
I'm going to call my shot right now.
What do you got?
Brandon Allen.
Yep.
Goes deep at some point in this quarter to the model. I love that connection.
Keep an eye on 11 or 13. There's a motion there. Second down. Shotgun. Allen. He's got an arm. Throws it to the outside. Brown has had trouble hanging on to the football. That one, though, clean. And he got on the sideline there. And out of bounds near the marker. Going to be about a yard shy of the first out of the 30.
You heard Sean McVay speaking with Jamie on the sideline. 7 for 7 is how Mannion ended his day. And now we're going to see
Look at
Brandon Allen. But these guys, this is a crew, huh?
Can we mic them?
Listen,
anybody
living the life. How about my guy Todd Gurley? Hey, man, everybody wants to sit out the preseason. My man is chilling.
The dream come true.
The dream come true. Talib and Peters. But that's how you do it, though, right? For Talib and for Peters, you go out there. The defense makes an impact. You say, Coach, am I good? Get on the phone. You're good. Take the shoulder pads off. Relax. Have yourself a day. I remember 3rd and 4th preseason games when I was later in my career.
Hold on. It's Marcus Peters. Is it a fruit cup? What is that? Is that a fruit cup?
A fruit cup?
That's a good job.
It might be a fruit cup. You know, I remember being in Seattle and Randy Moss was starving. I was like, me too, man. He said, you're from Seattle? Turn around and have somebody get us a burger or something. So I turn around, hoping somebody makes eye contact with me. One of my childhood friends was standing in the stands, and I said, hey, could you give me a burger? It's for Randy. Brought us some burgers down, we snuck them on the sideline. Ever since then, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be good with Randy for a long time.
John Kelly on 3rd and 1 picked up a first down, and now on first down, they go to him again, a gain of 4 or maybe 5. And then there was the infamous Mark Sanchez hot dog on the sideline.
It was in a regular season game, though.
Yes. So Gurley's not dressing, and Gurley's not going to dress. You'd have to imagine.
That is a fruit cup. That is the fruit cup.
It is a fruit
cup. Like the airport variety you get before you board a flight.
That's like $14.99, I believe, at the kiosk.
Yep. Hey, listen.
At LAX.
He's healthy. He's healthy. Trying to take care of that body. You got to hydrate. You got to get the food in you.
Stay healthy. No cheat days today, even if you're not playing. Play fake. Brandon Allen. Make a throw here. He's going to check it down, and they're not going to get much out of it. It's going to be John Kelly at 49 on the tackle. Josh Kyes, the linebacker.
There go Ted Rath. He's the one that hooked him up with the fruit cup.
Can we get a mic down there, please? I would love to hear this conversation.
I saw Ted before the game. He gave one of them bro hugs where you do the high five and then the hug on the back. And he almost broke my spine, man. This dude is so strong.
That's the strength and conditioning coach, Ted Rath, who
spent some time with him in Detroit.
Might have the most energy of all the NFL's 32 teams, players or staff.
And this is the preseason. Wait till we get to week 1. Allen got that arm strength there to get it to the outside, and Brown gets it right near the marker. I think that's going to be enough for a first down.
It's a good catch. Condensed formation, running that deep out route. Check him out right here. Brown, outside stem, plants his foot, very smooth and fluid coming out of that break. You don't want to tip your hat too much. And I love this ball. You know, some may think it's overthrown. I feel like he threw it low and away. Brandon Allen, good pass.
Nice ball. Catch. 6 of 10 now.
And first down.
That way.
Feel the wrath. And that's what it is.
Not every strength and conditioning coach has a camera devoted to them during the preseason.
No, not at all.
But listen, we talk about these stories. Sean McVay, right? Going from assistant coach and the grind to being one of the top head coaches in the league. Ted Rath, when I was in Detroit, was the assistant to the assistant in the weight rooms coach. In the weight room. And he was that type of energy every single day, passionate as ever. And now he has his chance to kind of lead the way.
All right, let's reset some of the faces here as we see McVay covering his mouth. Don't anyone know this play call? Demeric Hemingway is leaving at at tight end. Henry Krieger-Kobel is into the game at tight end as well. Top of your screen, Stephen Mitchell, the former Trojan, 86. JoJo Natson, slot to the right. Second down. Daryl Hodge is 11. He comes back for the football, and he's into Houston territory. They gave forward progress near the Houston 46. It was Andre Chauchure who lost a helmet there.
Daryl Hodge is a good route runner. I'm liking exactly what I see. I told you before, he can run every route in the book. He's taking advantage. There's not too many opportunities that he's letting slip through his hands. An analogy of being a wide receiver.
Look, the Rams don't really have room for another wide receiver here. Cardale Hodge is the classic example of a guy that has made plays, got some love certainly from us on the broadcast here, and if it isn't here, he's got to land somewhere. Yep. Rams jumped. There's a flag. That's right.
False start. Offense number 61. 5 yards. Third down.
Or hypothetically, he can get through waivers and the Rams can bring him back.
Right.
And if you're wondering at home watching these preseason games, well, what do you mean? I mean, guys, look at the names. You've got Cup, obviously Woods. You've got Cooper. You've got Cooks. But then you've got guys like, obviously, Josh Reynolds and Mike Brady, all these other names. The Rams are really set at wide receiver, which makes Daryl Hodge's journey pretty tough.
Jeremiah Cologne there. And Rams back up, so it's 3rd and 8. Back into their own territory now. Need the Houston 43. 5.5 minutes into the third quarter. Look out, Brandon Allen stands tall in the pocket and slings it complete. Stephen Mitchell then puts the brakes on and gets a couple of extra yards. Nice play inside the 30 and a first down for the former Trojans.
Brandon Allen just slaying that thing. I'm telling you, check out this just the replay. Here we go. Checking the right side, moves the safety slightly, and then hits that deep corner route. And I love it because the play was set up in a way where you have the flat route underneath. And then, did you
Where'd
see
he go?
Hit him with the 1-2 step like Sierra. That was nasty. That's how you stem up the safety and break them off. I love that.
Man. Andre Chauchure there was the one who got juked. He's the one who also lost his helmet on the previous play. It's a gain of 22 and a first down. Play fake and a rollout. Getting chased. Brandon Allen is going to keep it himself and get some positive yardage across the 25.
I told you they're going to dust off this playbook a little bit. Now, as much as this is a dress rehearsal, and we're going to keep the offense vanilla, Sean McVay is sitting back saying, I got a few plays that I can let out the bag because I want to move the ball, I want to get a rhythm. You can't keep running left, right all game long, and we're seeing a few of those plays that we will see in the regular season. And there he is right there. When you get a little smirk on your face, you know you're making some good calls.
We got to have some fun.
Of course.
11th play of the drive for Allen.
Great drive.
Yeah. Hemingway in motion. Lines up there on the right. Short drop. Allen knocked down at the line. See who got a paw on that thing. Was it Darius Kilgo? Or was it Heath?
Well, the Texans,
it was Heath. Left hand there.
They rushed forward. They didn't necessarily get to the quarterback, which is why you put them big old mitts up. We saw Jadeveon Clowney do that earlier in the game. And obviously, Heath is learning from one of the best on his team.
He was pushing back Jameel Dimby, the rookie out of Maine. 64. Brings up third down. Rams need the 19. 14 all. Allen steps up in the pocket. He's going to run. Look at Brandon Allen with the wheels and the slide and the first down inside the 15.
I see you, Brandon, with the athletic ability. I love the fact he just climbed in the pocket ever so slightly. And then once he sees that break, he says, oh, okay, that's where I need to go. That right there is some old school quarterback knowledge right there. Looking for his wide receivers. He doesn't see anybody. Step up, extend the play, and now go get that first down with them young legs.
It's gain of 10, and remember, he is down as soon as he begins that slide. So they move it back to the 15, and that is where the Rams set up with a first down now in the red zone, and Kelly in the backfield. And Allen with 56 total yards, now 14 on the ground, 2 carries here. One on a scramble where he flushed out to the right, and the other one stepping up in the pocket. As Kelly takes it to the 11, and we are under 7 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Rams chewing clock here. They are 2 for 2 in the red zone. See what Sean McVay dials up.
Simone, let's get the ball to my guy Hodge. I need Hodge.
I forgot you called the Hodge. No, but you called it deep.
I called a deep pass, but I still want to see him get in the end zone.
Okay, I'll give it to you. We'll give it to you.
All right, come on, Brandon.
See, where's Hodge?
Hodge is on the
bottom of your screen. There he is.
Okay.
Wide
Number 11.
11. Mitchell in motion. Roll out again. There's Stephen Mitchell, who had that nice play before for a first down. That one, though, he had nothing doing. And Corey Moore, one of 3 Houston defenders there, then some pushing and shoving afterwards.
Yeah, he bobbled the snap. We had a play fake. And try to come underneath on the flat route. Houston Texans were all over it on that one. You can see right here, he's going to hesitate a little bit, go right behind the line of scrimmage, which is always tough, though, because the defenders that are taught to follow you in that man-to-man coverage are on top, you're not going to get his face.
It's a loss of 4, so they're back on the 15. Back to a 3rd and 10. Rams are chewing this play clock. And Allen now has 3 to the wide side, 3 in the bottom of your screen. Throws it to Natson.
JoJo.
Look at JoJo Natson. Oh, he gets tripped up, but he falls forward, keeps his feet near the 5 for the first down.
It's a heck of a play from JoJo Natson, a guy who spent some time with the Colts and the Jets last year. One of the smaller players on the NFL rosters this preseason. That's a 3rd down. He splits the defenders. JoJo Natson making a play.
JoJo Natson, JoJo dancing. I see you. Listen, and the block wasn't even made by the wide receiver, but still, though, Natson squaring the shoulders up, beating those 2 guys, splitting them, and then fighting for that first down.
JoJo Natson listed 5'7", 153.
Generous,
5'7",
Andrew.
153, exactly my height and weight. So imagine me out there, and then once you stop laughing, realize it's JoJo Natson. Look at John Kelly spinning. He got into the end zone once. He's getting down to the 2 here, but there is a flag on the play.
You know, that Natson play looked a little bit like how they used to use Tavon Austin out here. Is there a place on the roster for a JoJo Natson? We know he's a kick returner.
The use of hands to the face, defense number 34. That penalty will be enforced half the distance to the goal and an automatic first down.
Well, Andrew, it's funny you bring that up because I heard in your flag football league they call you Drew Natson.
Drew Natson.
Is that right? You out there torching these guys on the weekends?
I have not done that. No. You're not going to see me on NFL Network's flag.
Look at Ted Rath cheering him on.
Yeah. Rathcan. Ted Rath, bigger than JoJo Natson?
Yes.
Yes. Henry Krieger Coble into the game. Wide, rather tight end. 87 there on the right. Your guy Hodge on the bottom, on the left. 1st and goal. Roll out. Throw to Hemingway. Hemingway got popped. Hemingway could have had the angle, but he got drilled and denied by 44. Bryce Jones.
Check it out right here. Hemingway catching the ball, turning upfield, but you got to give Jones credit. Right on top of him as soon as he caught that rock. Trying to get that late delay release to the flat, but the Houston Texans will.
Nice play by a guy not on roster in Andrew's hand. Bryce Jones missed it.
All right.
Hemingway, bottom of your screen. Got the tight end wide left there.
Hodge up top.
2nd and goal. Already chewed up 11 minutes off the clock. Allen backwards. That's not going to work. Carlos Watkins and Marcus Hardison.
He was trying to let that play develop. He was looking actually for Kadero Hodge in the back of the end zone. By the time he was going to cock back and let it go, that pocket collapsed right in front of him.
Loss of 13. You know, the Rams, they could hypothetically, if Houston, for example, had a defensive hold here and a new set of downs, you could hypothetically burn the entire quarter.
Just the entire longest drive in NFL history.
Yes. John Kelly trying spinning. Oh! Look at John Kelly.
That was nasty.
15-yard touchdown. His 2nd of the day.
Roll the dice.
K42. I see you, my guy. Todd Gurley's not the only running back in a Rams jersey that can make guys miss and shed some tackles. Check him out. Just a simple run left. He gets hit a couple times, does a spin move like he's on Madden and reaches for the end zone. John Kelly, I see you.
Yeah, he's not making it through waivers.
No.
Never thought he would, but no way.
There's no way he is.
He brushes himself off afterwards. This guy's got swag too, man.
19-play, 75-yard drive. And Sam Ficken on for the exclamation point.
Oh, John, that was
21-14. It ate up 12:06 of your afternoon.
I want to write a Dear John letter.
Dear John, you're making the team. 15-yard touchdown. The LA Rams 2018 preseason is sponsored by Rotolo Chevrolet, California Chevy sales leader, and by Frontier Communications. Don't go it alone. Anybody for the beach a little bit later? It's a beautiful day. 2:54 remaining here in the third. The Rams just chewed up over 12 minutes of clock time to open the third quarter. They got the ball, marched down the field, and John Kelly punctuated it with a 15-yard touchdown run. And now here's Sammy Coates on the return for the Texans, gang tackled on the 16-yard line. It's finally Texans ball, third quarter when we get back. 2:48 remaining, third quarter. Rams, after the John Kelly touchdown, leading 21-14. Nate Burleson, Peter Schrager. I'm Andrew Siciliano. All right, that drive took 12 minutes. Just for reference sake, go back to the first quarter if you remember that. The Rams and the Texans had 8 drives combined in the first 11 minutes of the first quarter. 8 drives. Rams just chewed up 12 minutes on offense with that last drive. As the Texans are back on the field. There's Pope running to the 22.
How about the play call? 3rd and 15. They run an inside zone running play, and he goes for a touchdown. John Kelly, what an effort and great job by the blockers.
Twitter is loving John Kelly as well. At NFL just tweeted out his run. It's getting some love as the defense is now back on the field. Wade Phillips' defense, all of 71 years young, here coaching against his former team. Has to like what he saw early from that first team defense. Sean McVay said the same thing. Wade's in his 41st NFL season. He's the coolest old man I know, and I don't think he'd be upset if we described him that way. I mean, he's wearing Fortnite t-shirts. Johnny Hecker tweeted this a couple of weeks ago. He said, they send it when you're the champion. Hecker said, I seriously doubt the guy could even turn on an Xbox. With all due respect.
With all due respect, Coach. Somebody gave him that shirt. But listen, if he plays Fortnite, if he can pull off a Fortnite dance, which I got a feeling he can, he is an absolute legend. It's all the rage right now.
Can you, Nate?
Yeah, because my kids play Fortnite every single waking moment.
Every single waking moment. That's Jester Weah there with the catch. And that's going to be enough for a first down. Torian Nixon with the tackle. Gain of 10. Wade Phillips has the pieces, certainly, with this year's defense. Would love to see all of the pieces here. No update on Aaron Donald this week. Tune in next week. Vincent Smith's checked into the game, wide receiver, the game-winning touchdown last week, number 17, top of your screen there for the Texans. They're going to hand it to Pope, and he has absolutely nowhere to run. Juan Price leads the charge.
Yeah, Price getting in the backfield early. You see it right here, just collapsing that pocket and making it difficult for that running back to create any space. That's what you like to see, though. After the way the one started off in the first quarter, you want to see the energy pick back up for this defense, even if it's the 2s and 3s. And that right there is a representation of what they hope to see all year.
Price drops Pope for a loss of 2. Look at the clock, top left of your screen. We are almost all the way through the third. 2nd and 12. Wheat. Pitch and catch to the outside to Jester Weah. Fun fact, uncle president of Liberia.
Is that right?
True story.
Really?
True story.
Big if true.
Gain of 8, and that is just like that. Going to take us to the end of the third quarter. That's all we got. Houston facing a third down when we get back to start the fourth quarter. And more Wrath Cam, you ask, we give. Rams give you something to celebrate in the third quarter. We open up the fourth here, 21-14 to take the lead on the John Kelly touchdown. Toyota Tracks the Score is sponsored by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Rams now over 200 yards of offense, and look at the clock time. 30 minutes of possession here. See if the defense can get off the field. A 3rd and 4. Brandon Whedon to throw. The throw, the catch, the run. That is a first down in to Rams territory for Quan Bray, the veteran receiver. Tracked down near the 42 by Stephen Parker, the rookie DB.
It's cover 2 right there in the middle, vacated. You see the cornerback passes it inside, expecting somebody to be there. But when you play that cover 2, if the linebackers don't play their position, then that middle is always going to be open for wide receivers.
Gain of 18. Levon Coleman checks into the game now. Number 40 at running back. Hands on knees at a 50-yard line. And it's going to be Coleman taking the handoff. Nice little push. But Coleman almost near the marker there. Almost 10 yards. First time he touches the football today. Levon Coleman, the rookie out of Washington, UW. And they're going to give him 10 yards in the first down. Peter Schrager, Nate Burleson, Jamie Maggio down to the sideline. I'm Andrew Siciliano. This is the opening drive here of the fourth quarter, the third and final preseason game. Call it a dress rehearsal. The dress rehearsal part is, for the most part, done. All Rams starters are now out of there. We only have the defense there early on as Coleman carries it again. This time, 7 yards. But you have to like what you saw from that defense early. The offense eventually got into it. And now we're watching guys as Wade Phillips tries to develop young linebackers, tries to develop young players in the secondary as well. People know you're always watching.
And this is where you find trust in those guys, because you have an idea of who you want to play special teams, but these guys can earn their spot on the depth chart where coach say, okay, I can trust this individual if our starter went down on the defense side of the ball.
Guys like Micah Kaiser making plays, or Joseph Day making plays as well. Gain of 8 there. By the way, Coleman with a couple of nice runs here is actually local, from Lompoc, up near Santa Barbara. Over 2,000 career rushing yards at UW. So he undoubtedly has to have friends and family here, as he's going to get hit there in the hole for a short game. Time now for tonight's trip around the league, sponsored by American Airlines. This game was, well, it had a lot of starters and it had a lot of action. The scoreboard does not really tell you the drama, I think, that we saw on Thursday evening. It was a 5-0 game, but the Browns defense forced 4 turnovers. Tyrod Taylor got hurt, but then Tyrod Taylor came back into the game, which was amazing how they put him back in the game. Myles Garrett had a couple of sacks there as well, as the Browns survived some injuries, but won that game. Brandon Whedon now on second down. Whedon firing into traffic over the middle, and that's a completion to 85, Michael Pruitt.
Of course, Rams fans are familiar with Nick Foles' work as a St. Louis Ram and also as an opponent, but the Nick Foles from the Super Bowl was not playing Thursday
No, he was
night.
not.
That was a Nick Foles that this fan base may have seen on some bad occasions when he had his lesser moments here with the Rams as a quarterback. And if you're an Eagles fan, you're wondering, when does Carson Wentz get back? Because that version of Foles is not going to win any Super Bowls.
No, and let's say this too about Nick Foles. I mean, you can sometimes see the bad Nick Foles. He shows up a lot, although he did not show up last January. Flag in the end zone, and I think they're going to get Dominic Hatfield there for a defensive hold and a first down. It was Quan Bray, the intended receiver.
Before the pass was thrown, holding, defense number 36. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot, and an automatic first down.
We were having this conversation on the NFL Network show on Friday. NFC is so loaded. The Rams loaded up, the Saints are going to be great, the Panthers, the Falcons. The Eagles are the defending champions. Eagles or the field was the question, and it's a good debate to bat around. I think you got to go with the field based on how good the rest of the conference is.
And not to mention just the odds, right? Of trying to capitalize on the energy that they brought to that city, try to bring back some of that momentum. After winning the Super Bowl, how do you bounce back? Sometimes they oftentimes talk about the Super Bowl loss as a Super Bowl hangover, but the winners, how long is that hangover going to last? Even though we've had these guys on the show and they seem hungry, the question I have for these Rams players is how hungry are they? They saw some success last year, and at one point was the hottest team in football. There's no question about that. But Andrew, how do they bring that same type of intensity to take it up another level?
Well, they need the young guys to step up at linebacker, certainly. There's Micah Kaiser doing it, the rookie out of Virginia. 2nd and goal, but they're backed up on the 12. As Whedon is under pressure, and Whedon's going to throw it as he's getting ripped down by Chunky Clemens.
Chunky. Gotta love that name right there. And here it is, just basically free lane right to the QB. I don't know what happened on the offensive line. Did a little bit of an ole. But shout out to Chunky, though. Getting him a chunk of the quarterback right there.
Shout out to Chunky.
Shout out Chunky. Week 4, Vikings play the Rams. To me, that is a good litmus test to see where these teams are a month into the season. 2 teams that loaded up in the offseason. A lot of people are talking Super Bowl.
15th play of this drive. Whedon, time incomplete for Irvin. And it's 4th down. Kaiser there had the coverage on the back end of the backfield.
Yeah, Kaiser isolated right there on the running back. Basically put him on the island. See if you can cover. You know, I mentioned this early in the game. When you get into the 3rd and 4th quarter of these preseason games, the very basic play calling is going to be pitting up offensive players versus defensive players one-on-one. And right there, Kaiser came up big.
Well, one-on-one here. 4th down.
Going for it.
I like this.
Bill O'Brien's all in.
I like this.
With 10:18 to go in the 4th quarter, down 7.
This is what I'm talking about. Dust off the playbook. Let's try to make a play. Defense, let's see if you can stand up.
Fans making some noise here. Whedon to the back. Irvin popped and dropped. And the Rams take over on downs. Torian Nixon comes calling.
I see you, Nixon. That was nice. Way to come up and lay that wood. Clinic tape.
Rams defense. 16 plays for the Texans. And they run into a wall.
The Rams on top, 21-14 here in the 4th quarter. I'm now joined on the field by Ndamukong Suh. And Ndamukong, you saw your first game action with your new team, your new system. How did it feel out there for you?
It honestly felt great. It's been a while. Obviously had to sit the first 2 games as coach requested. But excited to get out there with my teammates. Out there with Corey, Brockers, all the guys, easily coming back off a terrible injury last year. So it's been a lot of fun, especially in practice and obviously getting out there to play on the field.
You know, your defensive coordinator, Wade Phillips, 71 years old, kind of loved across the league. How does he stay connected with the young players?
Honestly, very grateful. We really connected when we talked about Reggie White together on the OTAs and just kind of hit it off from there. He's got a tremendous amount of wisdom, and I'm excited to be around him, be able to learn from him. And obviously, he has great defenses. Won championships, so I look forward to doing that with him.
I want to know what quarterback you're looking forward to seeing. This is a new division for you, the NFC West. Who are you looking forward to seeing, or should I say taking down?
Sam Bradford's probably number 1 right now. I've seen a lot of the guys out here on this side as well. He played against Seattle a couple years ago out in Seattle, but I think Garoppolo's is up there as well because, I mean, he's obviously got a hot name and whatnot, so it'd be great to take him down.
Get him. All right, Ndamukong, thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, Jamie and Ndamukong, thank you. The Sam Bradford thing going back to the draft many years ago as well. Nate, your former teammate, had a big hit earlier on Deshaun Watson and then helped him up, or at least offered to help him up.
He tried to offer the hand, and Watson didn't want any part of that. He's like, man, go ahead and get off me. But, you know, what I love about Ndamukong Suh is that he's athletic. A big man can play soccer, basketball, baseball. He can do it all. But his engine keeps going. If you see him in the weight room, it is something like you've never seen, Shregs. I mean, I'm talking world's strongest man competition. And he did that his rookie year. So I can imagine him, after being in the league for quite some time, learning how to take care of his body, get stronger, and getting that old school grown man strength. You know how you got that old school grown man strength?
Yeah.
Sue got that too.
You know, we take things out of context all the time in our world of media, and you just put a headline out there. But he said, I want to hit Jimmy G.
And Bradford.
Let's start with Jimmy G.
Yeah.
It says Jimmy G.
Yeah.
He's a hot name right now.
Yep.
I can't wait to hit Garoppolo. And Niners, Rams, there's a real rivalry brewing there. And I think the Rams players hear all the love that Garoppolo's been getting. And that defense is ready and is licking their chops.
Yep, and Ndamukong Suh has a list.
And you know why he has a list? Because at one point in his career, he was on everybody's list. He was the hot name. He was a young fella that people said, I'm going to put him in his place. And we went in and game out, guys trying to test him, and oftentimes they failed.
Quan Bray with the return there off the bounce. And actually a really nice play on special teams as well by McCain Murphy. 8:35 to go here in the fourth quarter. Rams on top of the Texans 21-14. Last week, Nate Burleson went viral when he dropped a freestyle. We just came out of break and I said, Nate, you think you're such a good rapper, go ahead and rap the next play. You want to do it again?
Sure, and I didn't go viral. We went viral. We're a group, okay? So here we go.
Because we made faces.
Listen, preseason game number 3, it's almost in the books. LA Trio, Cooper Kupp, Jared Goff, and Cooks. Did you see Sue in the game? Dude was flexing. It's 21-14 over the Houston Texans. That's all I got right there.
Wow. He didn't write that. That's freestyle. Wow. You know what? He might be the opening act tonight at Staples. Get there early.
I'll see you guys there.
Mr. Worldwide!
Out of here. Whoa, man.
It's the fourth quarter.
Get back to the game.
Joe Webb's in the game. Joe Webb, fun fact, once started an NFL playoff game at quarterback. He's a college quarterback, but been Mr. Do everything as a special teams guy's quarterback. As anything you need to do, Joe Webb comes in and does it. And then Joe Webb takes a shot and completes it, sliding with a catch to Vincent Smith inside the 10.
So Webb said, I'm coming out letting this thing rip.
I love Joe Webb. Joe Webb's the kind of guy that every team needs. He can do it all. He'll play special teams, and if you need him as an emergency quarterback and play it, it's been a nice career for himself, and that was a great pass.
Gain of 43 to the undrafted rookie, to whom he threw a game-winning touchdown in the final minute last week to beat the 49ers. Joe Webb is coming in here slinging.
Webb spent time with Buffalo last year, of course, with Carolina before that, and I know there were multiple teams who offered him deals this free agency season. They like Joe Webb around the league because he can do it all.
Webb backpedaling, throwing off his back foot with a flag down, and then another flag down, and an incompletion. Yep. Flags all over the place on that. As the Rams got a great rush off the left side, and Webb just started backpedaling.
Joe Webb is a guy that can do it all, though, Shrek.
Started a playoff game against the Packers when he was a Vikings quarterback. If you remember,
there were fouls by both teams on the play. Illegal formation, offense, pass interference, defense number 31. Those penalties offset, replay, first down.
Wake up one morning on a Saturday, and it was a playoff Saturday, and Christian Ponder's wrist wasn't up to go, and they went in with Joe Webb, and he played okay. And last year, in that crazy snow game against the Colts for the Bills, Joe Webb is in at quarterback at the end. So Joe Webb making a very nice career for himself. It's 86 career games. Quite the NFL story.
Threw 7 passes last year, came and closed that game out, and he has this team legitimately thinking about keeping him as a third guy. On first and goal, Webb spins around to the backfield and then gets sacked by 3 Rams. Meet me at the quarterback on the 18-yard line. Juan Price and Justin Lawler and all their friends. And a flag.
Happy for Joe Webb. This is his 4th team, I believe. Been around the league. He's a utility guy. It shows that if you do it the right way, you got a spot.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 59. Up the distance to the goal, and an automatic first down.
Now the third man there was Micah Kaiser, and he's going to be the one that gets flagged. Price got there first, then Lawler. And
See, that's tough right there. Listen, I know what they're saying. It looks as if there might be a little bit of a helmet down, but Joe Webb is going down, and he's, I'm not using the word coward, but cowering as he's trying to prepare himself to take a hit. His helmet is going to go lower, and naturally, it's going to butt heads. So oftentimes, these defenders, they're caught between a rock and a hard place, trying to take their helmet out of it. An offensive player puts them in a position where it looks like they actually intended to hit them.
It's helmet-to-helmet contact there, and you said cowering. He's just bracing for the hit.
That's a better word for it.
Yes,
it's bracing for it.
You got 3 guys there. Swanson, by the way, with the carry.
And listen, that's what every ball carrier does. Me at wide receiver, I catch the ball over the middle. If I'm running in traffic and I see the chaos coming, I see a big hit coming, I'm going to brace myself and condense my body. And if you're getting taken down by other guys, that's exactly what's going to happen. So that's going to be one of those flags that we're going to have to review coming into the season.
All right. That's going to give the Texans new life. Webb stops, throws, and it gets knocked away. Let's go back to it one more time. It's Micah Kiser there making a play.
Now check it out.
Coverage.
You got a few different individuals that have their hands on Joe Webb. And as he's going down, realizes he doesn't want to throw the ball, he dips his head. Now Kiser's taking his helmet out of it. He doesn't even want to hit him with his helmet. And all of a sudden, they click, clack, and bang helmets at the very end of the play. The defender always looks like the bad guy. And that's what it is. Some of these defenders that are caught up in these situations that get flags thrown, they feel like they're villains. And oftentimes they can't help it.
They call it roughing the passer there, technically.
Right.
So helmet-to-helmet contact there on roughing the passer. 3rd and goal. Webb throws back of the end zone. Once Vincent Smith covered up and no flags. 4th down.
Are we going to get another 4th down stand right here?
Oh, they're going for it. They've got to go for it.
Here it is. They're trying to go to the back of the end zone. Just a simple little jump ball.
Good coverage there by Holly and Nixon.
Good coverage.
Houston 2 of 8 on 3rd down. After that, forcing now this 4th down. Under 6 to go.
Here we go.
Rams had a turnover on downs, a 4th down stand on that last drive. See if they could do it again. Irvin's in the backfield.
Expect Wade to dial up a little bit of the pressure.
Quarterback draw with Joe Webb. Here we go.
Webb, he's going to throw. Webb throws a touchdown. And an extra point will tie it. Quan Bray with the Houston score.
Andrew, do you go for 2 here?
You got to go for 2. You got to go for 2.
You got to go for it.
As I said last week.
I see a kicker taking the field, man.
Nick Rose is coming out. I said last week special teams should be banned. No special teams in the preseason.
Look, they want to win the game.
Nick Rose. If you're Sean McVay, do you call timeout now?
And yell at Bill?
And yell at Bill? Or say, hey, why don't you meet me at the 50? Can we talk about this?
Can we talk about this?
Why don't you just meet me in the middle?
That's good.
Here we go.
Timeout Houston.
Wow.
There you go. That was the reflex.
Timeout taken by Houston.
You called it,
to
Drew.
talk this over. 21-20. Sean McVay wonders and waits. What does Bill O'Brien do when we get back? Well done, Bill O'Brien. Upon further review, he's going for it. Not tying the game with 5:54 to go. He's going for 2. Keep an eye top of your screen. Vincent Smith, big guy there. Maybe a fade. Quan Bray in motion. Irvin in the backfield. Movement right side of the Rams line. No flag.
You have to bring pressure.
Webb.
And they do.
Pressure by Lawler. Sacked.
And they get him.
Price. Lawler from the front side. Price from the other side.
Andrew, should have kicked the extra point.
Should have kicked the extra point.
I see you, Price, getting to the quarterback. But they dial up a pressure and they get home. And listen, that was all individual for Price right there. He beat his guy one-on-one, came around the edge, pressured Joe Webb. Great thing is the pressure on the right side also got to him, which was incredible. Dialing up some pressure. Lawler, Price getting to the QB, forcing a turnover on that.
We had Price go right by 63. That's Roderick Johnson, who was taken by the Browns last year. Florida State tackle, got hurt, and they got rid of him after a year. And Here he is, playing in the fourth quarter for the Texans and getting beaten. Juan Price gets to the quarterback. Now Sean McVay's team, when last we saw them, a 12-minute drive.
So they were going to go.
Actually, two drives go a big part. Now gets the ball back 5:54.
They were going to go with that extra point. And Sean McVay, I believe he looked over the sideline.
Daggers in his eyes.
Yeah. He's like, hey, check your text message. He looks down at his phone. He's like,
phones to the sideline.
We've gone down that road.
Yeah, we've gone down that road.
What's up, fam? What's going on? I need you to go for this.
What's up?
What's up? Dot.
Almost through the uprights there by Rose. 21-10, Rams get the ball back when we return. Can they eat up the clock? Another big stand there, this time on the two-point conversion by Juan Price. John Kelly is impressive, had an impressive touchdown. Rams lead 21-20. The drive of the game is sponsored by your Southern California Hyundai dealers, and it was a long one. 19 plays long, 75 yards in 12:06. Brandon Allen showed off the arm, showed off the fancy footwork there, and then look at this run by John Kelly.
Oh, this was nasty. Just guys falling off of him left and right. He hit him with a spin move and then dove right into the end zone. John Kelly having himself one great
That was on a 3rd and 15. They run a running play, and he gets in the end zone. An incredible drive by the Rams.
Holly carrying over the left side. Not a lot of room to run. And that drive as well. Perfect balance. 9 on the ground, 10 through the air on the 19-play drive. As you see, Sean McVay calling out a play. 2nd and 9 here. Never taken time off in the fourth quarter. Has to be happy, I think, with what he has seen, not only from Kelly, but from Brandon Allen. Sean Mannion also got it going well in the second quarter. Neither team had much early. Mannion got picked.
The offensive line has played well. Both guys have been protected.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's Krieger, Colby, and Ocean. Allen with the check down.
Okay, well, he doesn't
actually throws to the tight end. That's Cody McElroy. Fullback. First time we've called his number. 14 receptions and 2 touchdowns last year at Southeast Oklahoma State. He is 6'6", 258 pounds.
Andrew, he didn't play high school football. He played hoops. He was a basketball player. Then he coached a baseball team. It's one of the incredible stories. He was a safety engineer at an oil company before he decided to give this football thing a run. One of the great stories on the Rams roster this summer, and it's great to see him make a play in an NFL game.
Great, and a great story. Just couldn't find the right path in life. Has tried everything. He was a 210 hitter, by the way, in the minors, which is 210 better than any of us could do, certainly. And now he's blocking for former Kent State quarterback Nick Holly, who's trying to rewrite his story as well as an NFL running back. It's part of why I know all 3 of us love the preseason, because there are so many stories like that. And JoJo Natson comes in at 5'7", 153.
As we said, a generous 5'7", 153 for JoJo Natson. But that is the preseason, and these guys are making a name for themselves.
While you have guys like Demby out there, a rookie offensive lineman trying to find his spot in the NFL, or Stephen Mitchell, 86, the former Trojan, playing on the same field where he scored touchdowns at USC on 2 rebuilt knees with 2 degrees coming in motion here, playing for the Rams. There he is, Stephen Mitchell, just like that.
You know, before the game, I was speaking to Cooper Kupp's grandfather on the sideline, and he said, you know, I played in the NFL. I was with the Cowboys, Saints, a few teams. He goes, my first NFL game was in 1964. I took this very field, played against the Los Angeles Rams. He says Roosevelt Greer and Deacon Jones slapped him upside the head so hard.
Of course.
Talking about Natson size, he played left guard in the NFL at 225 pounds.
That's amazing. His grandfather Jake was in the NFL. His dad Craig in the NFL. Cooper Kupp not on the field today as the starters rested, but he is, many people forget, a 3rd-generation guy.
Los Angeles, their first of the half.
All right, Rams take a timeout. We'll go with 21-20, 3:29 to go with a 3rd and 2 when we get back. See if the Rams can hold on here. 3:29 to go. Holding on to that 1-point lead. 21-20. Facing a 3rd and 2 at their own 45-yard line. Jamie Maggio on the sideline. In the booth, Peter Schrager, Nate Burleson, and yours truly, I'm Andrew Siciliano. Rams 10 of 15 on 3rd down. Holly in the backfield, Allen out of the gun. The handoff to Holly. He's got the first down to midfield. That's right, JoJo Natson says that way, first down.
Hate to be Bill O'Brien facing the media after this one. 21-20, has to line up for an extra point, decides to go for 2.
Second charge, timeout of the half. Houston, 30-second timeout.
You know, you're
I
not,
say that with sarcasm.
Right, of course.
Yeah, they're really going to tear into him, Shregs.
I love.
Reset the game clock to 3:22.
You see this in sports all the time. Press conferences and reporters open with congratulations.
Yeah.
Right. That one is just going to be hey coach, thank you.
Yes.
It was like that moment in Naked Gun where everybody kind of slaps their head like, oh, they going for
with
it.
the 17-man booth, the Naked Gun. Right. McVay on one side and Bill O'Brien on the other. Houston timeout there. So, we joke about going for 2. He is using timeouts here after Holly ran for the first down to the 50. Good Naked Gun reference, by the way. Hadn't worked going in yet this preseason.
There it is.
Sebastian Joseph Day.
Okay.
So they're doing the
Gurley, yeah.
backpack kid right there.
Is that what that is? The backpack kid?
Who said Todd Gurley didn't get a sweat in today?
Kendall Thompson into the game, wide receiver, wearing 15. Here's Holly up the gut. And Bill O.B. is taking another timeout. It's a nice dance
Third
here.
and final timeout of the half. Houston, 30-second timeout.
So we got the Naked Gun reference. I don't know, it wasn't on camera, but during one of the timeouts in the 3rd quarter, they had a feature on the scoreboard here at the Coliseum to keep Talib, trying to some fun facts about Keep Talib. His favorite movie, New Jack City.
Yeah.
Yes, the most Akeem Talib answer of all time. I mean, you knew that answer was coming.
Of course it is. Yeah. Mama Brothers keeper. Yeah. And then Akeem Talib is the Nino Brown of football. So shout out to Akeem Talib. He's a beast at what he does, and he's a bully on the block, and I like it.
Great soundtrack, New Jack City.
Oh, you ain't lying about that.
All right, here's Holly running left. Nice cutback.
It's good out there.
Again, former quarterback at Kansas State. Over the 45-yard line, Houston can no longer stop the clock. So it is 3rd and 7. Game clock is at 3:03 and moving right now. It's 3rd down and 4 is what they're going to call it. So 3rd and 4. Rams trying to put this thing to bed. Play clock is at 10. They're going to go shotgun. Mitchell in motion.
Yeah, let's go night-night.
Brandon Allen, incomplete. No flag.
No flag.
One in Natson. JoJo Natson calling for the flag. He's not going to get it. And you cannot say rockabye, baby. This game continues.
I see you, Drew. Here we go. We got Natson on the crosser route. I mean, give credit to the Texans defense. They were draped all over each wide receiver on that one, knowing that he wanted to go intermediate to try to get that first down. Just a touch too far in front of him. Maybe he got there a little bit early. Listen, this point in the game, 3rd preseason game, 4th quarter game's almost over. It's like the NBA playoff in the 90s, man. They're not calling no fouls.
No. Ibrahim Campbell, the former Brown, with the coverage there. Sam Ficken straight up into the air. And Bray's going to call the fair catch inside the 15-yard line, a 30-yard punt. Time now for the player to bank on, sponsored by Unify Credit Union. We're banking on Sam Shields. First interception in 3 years, and it led to a touchdown. Our colleague Will Blackman had a great analysis of that Sam Shields pick, and we were talking before about he's the free agent pickup in the offseason that didn't get all the hype. Another piece for Wade Phillips. Will on Twitter said it's like finding Gucci's at the thrift store.
That's exactly what it is. Hold up, wait a minute. Are these Gucci? Yeah, I'm going to get these.
Is that velvet? Completion for Webb and a first down.
All right,
Remember,
so
Houston is out of timeouts. Michael Pruitt there.
I love seeing this stuff. Situational football. They got to go 80 yards for a score.
Okay.
Or at least into field goal range. How's the Rams defense going to respond?
Let's see if they can get a playoff before the 2-minute warning. Clock is at 2:02, 2:01. Blow it dead. They didn't do it. 2-minute warning. Webb cannot get the playoff.
This is the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes.
See if the Rams defense can end it. Houston's out of timeouts. Long field, 1-point game. LA Rams football is powered by Ram Trucks, built for a world that demands more. Introducing the all-new 2019 Ram 1500 by American Airlines, proud to be the official airline of the Los Angeles Rams. By your Southern California Toyota dealers, get huge savings on the last of the 2018s at Toyota's National Clearance Event. And by Unified Credit Union, the official credit union of the LA Rams. At the Coliseum during the timeout there, they're playing Public Enemy, Shut Them Down. Let's see if the Rams defense can now do that. Houston out of timeouts. Rams 1-point lead. 2-minute warning, and here's Joe Webb. Hit as he throws. Webb knocked away. Nice play by Micah Kaiser in coverage. Or was it Corey Littleton? No, it was Kaiser.
Kaiser sticking those big mitts up there. Listen, when you have that gap over the middle, the exposure is getting it right over the top of your linebacker. When you have the versatility to get that hand up along with the speed, great play. Kaiser can do it all. We've seen him come downhill. We've seen him put pressure on the quarterback. We've seen him guard the smaller guys out of the backfield. And, of course, making a play like that in open space.
Stops the clock at 1:54. Webb. Time. And he had it, and he throws incomplete. He had Chester Weah, and he hits him in stride. He can run, and there's a flag, though, back on the 22.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 69. That's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
Sebastian Joseph Day extends the day.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, you can't do that.
You cannot do that.
You can't do that. That was like a Three Stooges poking the eye.
Yes, in the face.
Keep those hands out of the face.
You cannot do that. All right, so we're now on the 40. 10 penalties now for the Rams for 95 yards, and that's going to give Houston the 40 and a new set of downs. Can't stop the clock. Webb jumps over a sack. Webb chased by Matthew Clemens. Webb still running.
Oh, what a tangle.
Look at Joe Webb.
He weaves.
Finally, Kaiser wraps him up near the 42. Webb gets across the line of scrimmage. We're going to give him 3. The clock is still moving, coming up on 1.5 to go.
As my guy Schrags always says about his love for football, I'm a sick pup. And I am too, because it's 1:30 left. Close game, fourth quarter, preseason game number 3. But I want to see what happens. I want to see the outcome of this game right now.
Webb. Completion
moves the
midfield, right near the marker. Think they're going to probably give him the first. Yep, they're going to give him the first down. Complete to Michael Pruitt there.
So, okay, let's say that the kicker can go 55 yards. Where do they have to get, Andrew?
55, you have to get to the 37. All right. Now, Kaimi Fairbairn, the UCLA kicker.
Before the snap, the previous play is under further review.
Okay, so that's inside of 2 minutes. That call comes from New York. I was going to say Fairbairn, the UCLA kicker, not kicking today. Nick Rose is the kicker. Let's see what they're looking at here. Michael Pruitt, 85, coming off the right of your screen there, middle of your screen.
And they're looking at the down in distance.
Yeah, he caught it clearly, Nate. They're looking to see if he had the first down.
Right.
I think if you give it to him, if you give him forward progress, I think he has it.
Right. I believe so, too, because he caught it.
Traven Howard, 48, the rookie linebacker, hits him immediately. If you give him forward progress, that is a first.
Love this music all game long. Shout out to the DJ. I'm telling you, Drew, sometimes you go to these stadiums and this DJ wrong song. Every other song is terrible.
Hey, he's the DJ, you're the rapper.
That's it, right? There it is right there.
So it's either a first down or it's 3rd and inches.
He caught it.
One way or the other. If it's 3rd and inches, though, you have to wind the clock.
Right.
57 seconds to go. Actually, you're going to wind the clock either way.
Right.
Regardless. Either it's a first down and you're winding it at 57, or it's 3rd and inches. They're ready to go. They're lined up. We're just waiting for the down and distance. So that's live video back to New York, back to league headquarters right there. And an NFL replay command. They're sending Sean Hochuli any angle he needs to make this call.
On the field, stands as called. It is a first down.
All right, so on Hochuli's signal, this clock will start at 57. Houston out of timeouts.
All right, let's get back to business. Ball on the 50, close game, less than a minute left.
Nate, I can feel the tension building. The clock is now moving.
Just love football.
Here we go. Webb. Middle of the pocket, pressure. Webb flag down, and then he throws it away. It was Amarius Bryant, 94, right up the gut. I think we're going to get a hold, though.
Holding. Offense number 78. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Makes me a little excited as well, Sean.
Yeah. Sound like my 12-year-old son right there, get a little crack in the voice. Yeah. It's all right. My voice cracks often too, Shrek. Mine does as well, you know.
All right. So it's a hold, back him up. Clock is stopped at 47 now.
Joe Webb is elusive back there.
Yeah.
Entertaining to watch.
He is.
He was a great college quarterback. He returns kicks in the NFL. And
does it all.
The 3rd quarterback on this roster, but I don't think there's a place for him on 53.
Webb pressured again. Webb going down.
He was trying to let that thing go.
Yes, he was.
Get on the ball. Look at him clapping at his guys.
You got Waller there. You got Omarius Bryant there.
Farrell Cooper.
You got McKay Murphy there as well. And you now have 21 seconds remaining and a 2nd and 29. Webb to Weah.
Stayed in bounds.
Out of bounds. Yep, they say he got out of bounds. So they're going to stop the clock at 16.
All right.
And it's going to bring up 3rd and what? 3rd and around 14. Although, at this point, forget about the 40-yard line. You probably need to get near the 35 for a real shot at this and get out of bounds somehow.
We're going to have one of these guys up top going towards the sideline. Could look for a one-on-one play down the bottom.
Rams happy to give the middle of the field. Webb pressured again. Webb hit as he throws, hits Irvin. Is he out of bounds? He is. Irvin gets out of bounds as Kaiser was over there.
All right, real strategy question here. Are you looking for the field goal or are you going for a Hail Mary here? What are we doing?
Hail Mary.
9 seconds to go. I mean, you do have time. You do have time to get out of bounds.
Say this is a regular season game and the starters are in there. What would you be doing as the offensive play caller here? Setting up a field goal?
I'd have Deshaun Watson first and foremost.
Sure.
Right. What are you doing, Nate?
They got to take a shot.
You go shot? You don't go 5-yard out here?
Well, I'm running the out. They're playing soft on the edge. They're running the out and they got it. They got a first down with 4 seconds left and out of bounds at the 38-yard line.
Here comes the kicker.
Michael Bruin did it. And here comes Nick Rose, everybody. How about that? Houston is in position to win this game.
The previous play is under further review.
Not yet, though. Oh, man.
Booth reviews inside 2 minutes of the 4th quarter of a preseason game.
Let's see. Did Pruitt have this ball 2 feet down, full possession?
Oh, yeah.
He got it. That's a catch.
Football move.
Yep. He held on to that thing, too.
He did everything we've ever. He did a football move. He did a move coming to the game.
Survived the ground.
He survived the ground. Any version you would think of the catch rule over the years. We think he checked the box.
Yeah, that checks every box right there. Defender draped on you, run a flat route, catch it with your hands. I remember Calvin Johnson put the ball down just like that. After,
Week 1 against the Bears.
One in Chicago, derailed the season. That was the first. Is it a catch?
So you're on that team. When that happened, what was the reaction?
On the field when that happened, we were running go routes simultaneously, and he won the game for us.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. It is a completed pass and a first down.
Okay. So Nick Rose is coming out here to win this thing potentially.
All right.
It's a 57-yard field goal try. Spot at the 39-yard line. The rookie Trevor Daniel, the punter, on his knee at the 47, awaiting the snap. Crowd gets loud, those that have remained.
If he can seal the deal.
And here's Rose.
Kiss from a Rose.
No good! And that's a Rams victory.
This is the end of the game.
Yes, it is. This is the end of the game. That kick was unsuccessful. And the Rams are a winner as Nick Rose misses wide right.
Burleson snuck in a seal reference there.
Snuck that in there. Said if he sealed the deal.
Batman Returns.
Oh, I hear what you did. I missed that one. I missed the seal reference.
What a game!
It had the distance.
It's good. It's entertaining.
It had the distance.
Fireworks.
We got fireworks.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was a fun game. Rams defense looked good early. And you know what? They had that 12-minute drive in the third quarter, and Sean McVay walks out of here a winner. Hugging it out with Jonathan Joseph. Rams win 21-20.